People, deluded, I'm back again. I hope you're all doing well and safe. I apologize first and foremost for being 1 minute late. Needed to get a drink, people. I'm not gonna lie, you get dry mouth sitting here and waffling for an hour, but I hope you're all well and safe. Good morning, good afternoon, to everyone in the UK. I know it's lunchtime now, so you're probably getting away from that Zoom meeting or getting away from the kids or just nipping out and getting a little meal deal, or you could just be chilling off. I know everybody elsewhere, according to your time zone, you're doing something different. So I hope you're all well and safe. And definitely in relation to what Arsenal's been putting Arsenal fans through, I hope you're all well and safe, man. And it's nice to see a couple new faces. Big up yourself. I haven't seen this username before, but I'm seeing the same usuals. Big up Subi, big up SA. He's at work, but he's finding a way to listen and whatnot. Big up yourself for making an honest living and also being a member. It's appreciated from both of you guys. Big up Omar as well. We got the moderators in the building. It means a lot. People, this message isn't just there for no reason. Smash the like button, people. It doesn't cost a thing. Please hit the like button on your way into this live stream. It doesn't mean a thing, people. Thank you very much. Rion's asked a question early days and he said thoughts on Leeds having 600 passes and we've only had 30. My guy, the Leeds game has been and gone. I've definitely made plenty of videos, so I don't really have the motivation to go in depth again, my guy. But in simply put, it teaches you, or it tells you basically, one team had intent and one team was just freestyling. I'd say if you look at the 300 numbers, go and look at how many times Joe Willock, Xhaka and David Luiz, how many times they passed to each other or to their front men, and it would tell you that these players had poor performances. But also from a coaching front, there's a lack of coaching, or there's a lack of patterns of play or emphasis on patterns of play. So it is what it is. We've got more of but like I said, my guy, thanks for the question, but the Leeds game has been and gone. Can't harp on about it now. More members in the building. Big up yourself, Mr. Adlib. It's nice to see you, man. I hope you're in good spirits and everything. And also, afternoon, my dude. It's nice to see that YouTube actually notified you guys, because I know a lot of you have been saying YouTube's been shagging you lot, not making you aware when videos have come out, when streams have been posted, and the rest of it, people. So I would say make sure you've got your DG reminders on, and if not, I've actually tried to look online, and right now I can't really see a way of mitigating against it, people. But if there is a way of getting around that and obviously alerting you guys to content that's coming out, I'll obviously try and think of it and try and get around that, and ultimately just give you a lot of better service. How's everyone feeling in relation to the game tomorrow? Now, I'm sure a lot of you just want a Premier League win, a Premier League victory. Trust me, people, I do. The United game doesn't mean anything because we've been on a losing run. I don't want to keep using the same excuses I was saying in relation to the international break, but with the Europa League, first and foremost, these boys or the club needs to just get a victory. We need a victory. We're dying for a victory. Premier League is the focus, but we're just dying for a victory. If the result goes negative tomorrow, hopefully it's not. In the grand scheme of things, we're still on course to qualify. I'm not saying we wouldn't ask questions, but if we lose, it further emphasis the point of Arsenal have a long way to go. Question marks over the players and management. So first and foremost, they need to win. Second of all, as well, for me personally, people, I want to see a convincing performance because we've set ourselves up well. When you look at it on the face of it, I can't complain in relation to our Europa League. 3 games, 9 points, what I expected. And, in Arsenal terms, what's typically expected and actually done, you lot know are 2 different things, people. So, it's nice to say whatever way we go about it, we've got 9 points. We're playing Molde. If I was them, I'd feel a bit aggrieved about last game. I'd think Arsenal a bit overrated. I'd think I could actually beat them and turn them over at our place. I'm not too sure if fans are there. They're on 6 points, we're on 9. So we need to get a victory and see it through. And for me personally, I can't speak for everybody, but when I've been watching the Europa League, people, even if we look at it, it ties into our league form because yes, there's been different players, and Pepe, for instance, we're going to get onto him, has been the shining light in the Europa League and whatnot. But we've made these games harder than it needs to be. We beat Molde 3-1, 4-1, apologies. Forgive me if I'm wrong. They scored in the 22nd minute. We scored in added on time in the first. And there was like 2 own goals. And I think Joe Willock and Pepe also got goals. And I'm not going to say the result flattered us because I think we deserved that. but we capitalized on poor mistakes, and we knew that there was a golf in class. I kind of don't want to see that. I want to see us start well, put the game to bed, and done it off quickly. We'll get onto it in a second, but there's been a couple of young players that I always talk about, and you always talk about, and we always want involved. That's what we want to see in the Europa League. The quicker you confirm qualification, the Miguel Azizes, the Ben Cottrells, the Baloguns, these sort of players get knocks, get look-ins and whatnot, and things like that. Obviously, Saeed has said thoughts on Pepe starting tomorrow. It's an interesting one. I want to get onto the lineup in a bit because I feel my brain's not fully working and the juices aren't fully flowing, my guy. But, even if Arteta does want to alienate Pepe, you have to imagine that he has to use him. I would like to see Smith-Rowe play. I'd like to see him play in the 10, but he also plays in wide positions. And the formation we kind of been playing consistently, there's not really a wide man. Obviously, they found a way for Joe Willock to get into that squad, and I would like to see Emil Smith-Rowe do the Joe Willock role that Joe's been deployed to do this season, and like to see Joe in a possible pivot with El Nene, assuming he's over the COVID. I don't think he's actually travelled. Probably Xhaka. Xhaka hasn't played too much football, and he has travelled. Tierney's travelled as well. I'm not too sure if Kolasinac has, but I'd probably look to rest Tierney. Obviously, Saka can't play. He's been left at home. Him and Willian have been left at home. That's a big reason as to why Pepe should play. Pepe, for the next 3 games, he's going to have to sit on his hands. As you lot know, if we go and beat Wolves, man are going to say, how's Pepe going to get into this team? Do it without him, blah, blah, blah. Anytime we don't, if we then lose against Spurs, that thing will be thrown in that, yeah, he got a red card, but maybe, things could have been different, and it highlights what Pepe gives this team. That's too, every game it's gonna go in a different way, sort of thing. Pepe let himself down, he let the team down, but it is what it is. In terms of keeping match fitness, he has to play Europa League. This is the only football he's going to get for a couple of weeks. And also in the Europa League, in the minimal chances he's got, he has been the difference maker. And if you just look at it, bodies are dropping like flies, so we have to obviously look to utilize other people. For me, I'd like to go with 4 at the back without getting into the lineup yet. I'd love to see Smith-Rowe in the 10, Reece Nelson and Pepe get a look in, and I'd probably go with Eddie and Ketios. Well, it's neck and neck. I could see why Laka could start, I could see why Eddie could start if fitness prevails, all of these things to happen. In relation to Pepe, I know somebody asked me on it, Saeed asked me on it. Is it just me, or whether you think Pepe was wrong, Pepe was hung out to dry, you think he's an idiot, you think he's hard done by? Is it just me, or is it a bit OTT with the press and whatnot, people, in that, I'm hearing Pepe going out on loan, clear the air talks, Arteta this, that, and the other. I think it's over the line. Like, in isolation, he was stupid for what he did, but it's hardly enough to talk about loaning a man out and ruining his Arsenal career being done. I think it's a bit OTT, the language I'm seeing come out of media. Like, he's had a red card, he holds his L, he's out of the squad, but past that, what else is there, sort of thing, in relation to Pepe? We couldn't, I get it if we wanted to loan Pepe out for the confidence, people, like Subi said, it's all for a reaction. I understand loaning him out for his confidence, but he's not 17, he's 25, he spent 70 million. That rules it out. Also, if you look at Arsenal's depth, our players are dropping like flies. We can't afford to get rid of Pepe and things like that because our bodies are dropping. Willian's now injured. Saka's got a knock. You'd have to utilize Pepe in the Europa League and save the legs for players that can be available for other things and whatnot. Big up AM Off Topic for becoming a member. It means a lot, people, that you lot do that. Thank you very much, man. It really does mean a lot. Check out the membership. I think that it is in a pinned message at the top of this video, however you're seeing it. Make sure you're also hitting the reminders and whatnot for the live stream in relation to Arsenal versus Molde. I've set both of them up. I want to see you all there. Open up another tab while you're listening to me, people. Please hit your reminders. Please make sure you're aware of that. It's in the communities tab, which you lot do me dirty with. But back to Pepe, I think it's a bit OTT. And when you hear the language, I do understand. I do think Pepe would do, if it's been like a coming to a head now where just in an ideal world, well, not an ideal world, but a makeshift world that Arteta and Pepe haven't seen eye to eye, and this is a flashpoint, and this has been what it is, and now people have to get out of the club and whatnot. I'd understand it, but prior to it, you heard Pepe, Arteta actually bigged him up in the press and kind of protected him when it was obvious, even when he weren't playing him, but he was struggling. So I don't think you turn on a man overnight. Mistakes happen in it. The energy was different for obvious reasons with Luiz's red cards and all the other things that have happened and people that have let them down. It's just the latest one, and when you you hear other players touring to Pepe and the manager, they should, because he messed up and he needs to understand it. But the same way you're tearing into him, you need to make sure you're tearing into yourself, because it wasn't him in isolation as to why we didn't win. And if we look at it collectively throughout the season, all of you people that make up this squad, how many of you can say you haven't been in Pepe's shoes? All right, fair enough. Not too many players at the Arsenal squad have headbutted a man, you know, but they've let the man down, they've let the team down or the manager down, whether it's not concentrating, making a mistake, not showing consistency, or getting sent off, or these mistakes leading to goals, people. So it is a bit OTT. Big up Daniel Costa for also becoming a member as well, my guy. I really appreciate it. And that's been the highlight of my stream. We're 10 minutes in. I've got 2 new members. It really means a lot that you lot are becoming members, and I'm obviously going to try and better my product and become a better person for you guys. It means a lot. We've got a family here, and you know, AM's always here. You know, I always look for other accounts. We've got C Robin, like she said, he made a mistake, he'll learn from it. He has to learn from it. And for me, I hope the penny drops with Pepe. Not that, I hope it drops that, you know, the man them are onto you, so you need to be at it, that he should demand more of himself, and that the level you need to be at to be in the Premier League, because I don't think he's slacking. I have to wonder, is he doing enough? Is he doing more? If he is, fair play, but are you doing that little bit more? Not just training with the team and doing the minimum. Are you working on your finishing? Are you, you know, reviewing your games? Because, you know, I'm not really seeing that maturity or that moving forward. I do think he's been hard done by. I do think all of these excuses we give Pepe, I don't think he's been as bad as people made out. Like, even his numbers, I'm by no means happy with the numbers Pepe's got, but it's an improvement on what we had previously. He just needs to improve a bit, you know. I'd say it's all mentality. He needs to really seize the moment. I always say, for me, he needs to be a bit more like Thierry Henry. He is very passive. He's not demanding enough of his team. Obviously, he's not Thierry Henry, but in that, Thierry Henry's always demanding the ball, always wants to make the difference. But for what it's, so that's what I want to see from him. But for what it's worth, people, I think I won't say it's water under the bridge. You know, you have it out, your manager digs you out, and then we move again, people. It is what it is. We can't, there's nothing more. But I know I've been speaking about Pepe going out on loan and all of these things. You know, if we just look at the latest media reports, according to the Mirror, Mikel Arteta is set to give Nicholas Pepe a chance to immediately move on from his red card at Leeds by giving him a start against Molde on Thursday. If you look at the Times, they said the Times say Arteta took Pepe to task in the dressing room for the incident which led to his dismissal during the draw at Ellen Road on Sunday, and also called him out publicly for his unacceptable conduct. Now, again, it is unacceptable, and I think Arteta is looking at it a bit differently. He said, you know what, I've protected him. Let me dig him out a bit, hang him up to dry, and whether we agree with it or not, I think that was the last throw of the dice potentially from Arteta to get whatever reaction he wants from Pepe. I think Pepe's really got to want it. Like, he seems a bit passive. Don't get it twisted. I'd be happy, you know, 25, had a decent couple years in Lille. I've obviously got French ties. I know what it means to play for Arsenal. I'm a young man, going to earn a lot of money, coming to London. You know, there's Lacazette, there's Aubameyang, there's bare people here playing for Arsenal. It's great, you know, but there's no hiding place on that football field. And I'm not saying he's doing the minimum. I'm saying, is Pepe doing the maximum to be a success? Because for me, if I'm seeing Saka excelling, if I'm seeing Willian, you know, a young man, 19 years of age, lapping me in the starting lineup and more important than me, if I'm seeing Willian, whether, because we know the Willian thing, there's a bit of favoritism. Let's keep it 100, people. We know that for true. But if I'm seeing that, for me, it's gonna make me buck up my ideas, you know. With a year under my belt in the Premier League, you know that I'd say it's a culture shock in that, you know, there's bare tackles, there's barely any time for the ball. Adapt to that. I think he can hack the league, but he's got to be more demanding of himself. If you were bought for 20 million and you as a squad player, you know, it's calm. You know, he's never going to justify that price tag. But what he can do is become a decent player. He's never going to become Mohamed Salah or Sadio Mane or Son or these. All right, fair enough. Some weren't bought for mad peas. But when you look at these teams, you see the talisman. I think he can stand up to be counted. You've seen him in the FA Cup. He can definitely. But he's got to he's got to become way more consistent. And that's the thing. We've got too many players which are consistently inconsistent, and they're baffling. Sometimes these players will look like world beaters in one game and then the other. In fact, even in the same game, how many times have you lot seen one player look amazing in one half and then the other? Hector Bellerin, 1 minute he's trying to move like the Spanish Dani Alves, and then he's moving like Danny Mills. You know, it's a bit mad, people. You know, but moving forward, the Times also said patience is wearing thin about whether the winger signed will live up to his huge potential transfer fee. But Arsenal are unlikely to loan him out in January to try and rebuild his confidence because of their busy schedule, both domestically and in the Europa League. I think a big thing that will boost Pepe's confidence is just simply playing, but he's not giving himself a leg to stand on. Potentially, he might feel that he's been, feels a bit cold from his manager. And like someone like Arsene Wenger, used to put an arm around him, arm around players. Maybe Pepe needs that. And maybe Arteta's done that. I have to consider that even though I don't think Pepe's played enough and sometimes he should be blooded, I have to wonder what element is Arteta saving Pepe from himself or saving him from this? Because Pepe seems a confidence player. And for me, that's the alarm bells. There's nothing wrong with being a confidence man, but we need players that are just on this thing. Like, everyone goes through losing their confidence and things like that. But we need players that are on this fully. And, he's hot and cold. Psychologically, I think that's where Pepe's improvements need to show the most dramatic. And then everything else will take place. The decision-making and all of that will come better when he has confidence. But that's only going to become if he meets people halfway. Bro, Maitland-Niles has to play today. He's been chilling, if he wants to really go to the Euros. And he seems one of them that, form might not be the reason he goes, but he's a trusted member by Southgate sort of thing, because as you know, at fullback, there's a lot of competition. He needs game time. You can't get a game for England and not Arsenal. I think them, we've never directly been told, but there's been a lot of rumours that Arsenal don't trust him in a back four. They trust him in a five. It's a bit mad, but I agree, man. Maitland isn't perfect. He does make mistakes, but he's way more my cup of tea than Bellerin. 9 times out of 10, Pepe plays better with Maitland-Niles, and I think Maitland-Niles just needs a run, man. He can't go from what he did towards the end of the last year and then not being used and fighting to keep hold of him because Wolves were onto him. And maybe Maitland-Niles has to ask himself. Maybe Arteta must have told him that you're going to be part of this team and I've got plans for you to some degree. Because I remember when he said he's staying, you saw him come out and say, "Oh, Arteta's made me he showed me how he can still improve me as a player and all of these sort of things." So. Only Maitland-Niles and Arteta could tell you what's going on. Is he showing enough on the training ground, or is it Arteta playing favourites with someone like Hector Bellerin, who was a teammate of his and things? I'm not speculating. I'm just throwing it all there, people. So it is what it is, people. But back to the Molde game, I looked at their last 2 games, people, and they've scored 5 goals. In fact, before that, like I said, if I'm Molde, I would feel aggrieved. I'd feel Arsenal are overrated because they played very well. Yeah, they lost 4-1, but they played quite well. They took the lead and they showed confidence. I would believe I could beat Arsenal away from home. They're 6. What's it? Arsenal have a target on their backs. They've got 9 points. We've got 6. We've got everything to lose, sort of thing. So that's what I would look at. Also, they come into the game with decent form, Last 2 games, they won their last game 3-0. Prior to that, it was a 2-2 draw. The main point of that for me is they've scored 5 goals in 2 games. So if we don't start fast, which I don't feel has been the case in the Premier League and definitely in Europa League, I think we've made it harder than it needs to be in Europe. They can make us punish people. What more is there to say in relation to the Europa League, in the sense of it's the potential to go even more clear in the table, to go 6 clear in the thing, depending on what happens in other results. Again, I think we can technically qualify tonight if other results are favourable. So that should be the main thing. The quicker we can do that, it helps Arteta, because our bodies are dropping like flies and we need to obviously rotate out and rest players where we can. And I don't want to say every game isn't, there's some games that are dead rubber and not worth it. But the quicker we qualify, the quicker we can save the squad and say, you're not traveling, stay at home, and use the young players and things like that, which I would love to see, man. So yeah, just the point that we can go through, the point that we can ease the workload on ourselves if we go through, it's enough. And it's a football game, we're losing, not too many questions are going to be answered tomorrow if we win. But you would imagine that if we do win, it's just the fact that we've won a game, sort of thing. So that's what I want to see. In relation to the young players, me, I'm a Haaland connoisseur. Nobody is going to be more happier than me if Balogun gets more minutes. Definitely if Ben Cottrell gets minutes. Big up Miguel Aziz. I'm so excited. He couldn't even say his name properly. And any other young player that's gone through. For me, Ben Cottrell, you saw him against MK Dons. I think he should get a look in, people, really and truly. I think he's been like Matthew Smith, who's gone to Swindon, working very, very underrated prospect at Arsenal. That's not me saying he's going to be world class. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. I've just seen him for the last couple of years working very hard, playing very consistent. He's not the biggest, but he puts himself around. he's not like Wilshere, but you know that bravery that Wilshere has. He's got that to a lesser degree. He won't pull out of a tackle. He'll be firm. He covers a lot of ground. He's very good technically. He's got a range of passing. You saw him assist for Smith-Rowe against Everton's under-23s last week. Very good. And for me, he's got a fantastic attitude. So that 19-year-old, the sky's the limit. In relation to breaking through at Arsenal, I think he's got the potential. And I know for a fact the club hold him in high regard and have done for a while. But there's a lot of bodies. I back him on ability, but, will he get game time? Or is it a thing where you should become a left back? Because I think that would be a good avenue for him. I think he's going to have a good career anyways, but that could be a good avenue for the 19-year-old. He's played in centre mid, so his positioning, his first touch, all of these things are there. You see a lot of fullbacks become midfielders and a lot of midfielders become fullbacks, like Trent Alexander-Arnold. So that could be a pathway. I don't see him dislodging Kieran Tierney, but you could fight it out with. Would you rather fight it out with Joao Lopez to break through at left back or anybody else, or would you try and contend with all these midfield prospects? Just in the sake of bodies, just getting in the team, that could be it. Like someone, big up AM for mentioning Maitland-Niles. I think we should use him as a midfielder more often, but if he wasn't open to some degree or played, or someone ever put their hat on him and said, yo, I see you as a fullback, how many career appearances would he have at Arsenal? Would he be an FA Cup winner? I don't know. So it could be an avenue. You saw him play fullback against MK Dons. I think the only thing Ben Cottrell's needing now is probably a bit more physicality now. And I'd expect him to go out on loan in next season, or even field offers in January. I'd be looking to go out on loan if I was him and I'm not getting game time, because I feel him and Balogun, they need to be tested now. They need to be put in environments like Miguel Aziz, where it's uncomfortable. I love Miguel Aziz, but he's not ready for, week in, week out, 90 minutes in the Prem. He's still naive on the ball. His positioning can still improve. He's still quite careless defensively. But Miguel Aziz is a lovely baller, passing. He's everything we look for in an Arsenal player. I was gutted when we lost Yunus Musa, and he's developing very well at Valencia. But I'm happy that we've been able to keep Miguel Aziz. It is a case of when, not if, when he'll be an Arsenal player. First team player outright fully. It's down to him to keep improving. He's got a good attitude. He doesn't think he's better than he is. He's very humble. I think he's got it all to have a career at Arsenal, and it would be a good reward for the three players. Well, everyone that's travelled to get game time. I feel every one of them young men deserve game time. Balogun started off the season strongly. Not last game because he got a second yellow and got a red, but he started off well. Ben Cottrell's been doing it, So Balogun's been doing it. Ben Cottrell's been doing it. Miguel Aziz deserves it, and I think he deserves minutes. Like, I would love to see these young men get minutes. I'd love to see Reece Nelson get a start. I'm not too sure if these people are travelled, and I'm obviously conscious of the fact of I haven't heard Pep Arteta speak yet. Would love Smith-Rowe to start. I think there's an opportunity there for the young man now, with all the problems that we're having, to claim a spot. Smith-Rowe, Nelson, even Joe. There's spots with when everybody's fit. There's obviously competition for places, and most of you might not get game time. But with poor form, with injuries, provides opportunities. Take them, seize them, and take them, sort of thing. In relation to the lineup, I'm actually not sure what I would go with, people, really and truly. Off the top of my head, I'd go with 4 at the back. There's no need to go with a 3, man. I think he will go with a 3 at the back, so a 2-man pivot. But I'm going with Runarsson in goal. Personally, I'm going with Maitland. I would love to see Pablo Mari, but again, I don't know if he's travelled. Runarsson in goal. Let Leno get a day off. But I understand with the context is if Leno starts. But Runarsson in goal. Maitland-Niles right back. Mustafi and David Luiz, if David Luiz has travelled, as my centre halves. Again, I'm conscious of the fact of I'm not sure. Congratulations to David Luiz for having a child. I'd go David Luiz. You could look to even get Kolasinac in there, but then you've also got Cedric Suarez. So could he go with a back 3? I need to get a pen and paper out now, people, because there's way more things we could be doing. If we look at the first back 3, let me try something. Runarsson, let's say back 3. Marie, if travelled, Luiz, Mustafi, right back Cedric, left back Maitland, midfielders, I would say Joe. I would say Joe and Xhaka. And then what? So that's the 4. And then the final 3, for me, it would probably mean I'll go Laka. I'll go Pepe. And then you got to go with Nelson. But then it means Emil gets checked. So do you go with Pepe through the middle, You know, it's a difficult one. So the one formation I've just come up with, people or lineup, you know, if again, provided people have travelled, or even to be fair, Xhaka could go in the back three and then you could look to get other people in there. But what, Runnison, Mustafi, Louise, Marie, midfield pivot of Joe and Xhaka, right back Cedric, left back Maitland-Niles, front three of Reece Nelson, Pepe, and Lacazette. I wouldn't mind a back four, people. You know, let's go with a back four, to which I think he would go with Kola and not Maitland-Niles, but then Maitland-Niles at left back, but then Maitland-Niles could go right back. Your centre halves would be Louise and Mustafi. Then I'd still go with a midfield pivot and it would still stay the same in that Xhaka and Joe. Again, I would give El Nene minutes if he has travelled and got over the Corona stuff, people, the Corona business. Emil gets the spot for me in the 10 position. Then I've obviously gone with a front three of Reece Nelson on the left, Pepe on the right. And I'm going with Eddie through the middle, you know. It's difficult because even though it's Europa League, some players are going to still be hard done by. Like Smith-Rowe, I'd like him to start. He's looked very good against, in particular, he looked good against Everton. He looked good against United's under 23s. Okay against Blackburn. He's looking fit. The main thing with Emil is to stay fit. But I see him being on the bench. Obviously, Laka and Eddie, he could force it and Eddie go on the flanks and do a job. And Laka obviously through the middle. Both of them got too many minutes in the last game. But someone's probably inclined to miss out. Pepe has to get game. Not that he has to, because, you know, he didn't cover himself with any glory. But he's not going to get game time anywhere else. Nelson, if fit, would like him to play. So there's good problems. I don't know if Marie's about people or involved in, if anything. That's what I'm saying is Kalajinac's still isolating. I'm not too sure, man. It could be, you know. He could be. I really want to see Smith-Rowe get a chance, but I'm wary to say if he's going to start, man. I don't know if he's going to start. Come on, people. We haven't even got 50 likes. What's going on? Hit the like button, people. You're doing me dirty, man. You're doing me dirty. Omar, for me, you know, ride or die, I picked this football club, innit, you know. I know Arsenal actually annoys me to watch Arsenal. Like, I'm always like, oh, man, when we watch Arsenal these days, you know. But I still love my club. I'll still watch my club. And you just got to ride the rough with the smooth, man. Just don't have any expectations. And, you know, you still have disappointments, but it is what it is. Thank you very much for your praise, SD. It means the world, man. I've kind of answered this, my guy. I would love to see both players make their debuts in official competition. I feel they're both a long way from consistent game time at first team level, but they've been progressing very well. You know, Miguel Aziz is I wouldn't say set the world alight in the 23s, but he's done quite well and he's adapted. And it's a case of when, not if, he'll be an Arsenal player, in my opinion. Ben Cottrell's very underrated in the sense of he doesn't get the recognition of the other young players. I'm not too sure he'll care because he'll take anything in his stride. I've got a lot of love for Ben Cottrell anyways, because out of all them Arsenal young players that I have spoken to, and I remember initially before I ever did one, you know, him, Charlie Gilmore, they were two of the first, you know. When I hit up Ben Cottrell, didn't act up at all. He's like, yeah, I'll do that. Send me the questions. I thought because he's a baller and I'm asking him to do things, he's going to act. I'm like, them days there, I was doing it. But I used to ask people I'd email the questions and then for a minute, he was mad cool. He was bare. Like, he's like, is that good enough? Do you need this? Do you need that? I've got nothing but respect for Ben Cottrell. You know, you can tell he's been brought up very well and he's a nice person, man, really and truly. Big up everybody locked in, people. Please hit the like button. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't cost anything better yet. But that's what I feel in relation to the lineup, people. So you could go with a back four or a five. The only question marks you have is El Nene, if he has passed the isolation. You know, Xhaka, will he play? You know, Smith-Rowe and Nelson, will they start? And what happens with Laka? And obviously Eddie in addition to Pepe. So it is what it is. But let me see what you guys have to say, people. You know, apologies. I've been rambling for a minute. And let me make a mental note. So the first 20 was the Europa freestyle. Think about too much rapping. Preview. Obviously, these last 8 minutes, 20 to 28 was the young G's. And that's why I'm making them notes, people. That's because I'm conscious of the people that aren't like me and you, that aren't viewing this right now because they're doing what they need to do. Let me show you guys some love. Thank you very much, Dylan, for the praise. Been watching a long time, my G, for the PlayStation. First time been in the chat. Keep up the hard work. We see you, G. It means a lot, man. It means a lot. It means a lot. I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. I appreciate all the love you lot give me and all the support. Bro, I can't blame fans if they're not motivated for the game. I can't blame fans if they're not motivated for the game, man, because Arsenal's not giving you any reason to be motivated. I wouldn't say I'm motivated, but it is what it is. What have you got to show me? Would you take Ben Rama at Arsenal? Yeah, I would, but he's West Ham's now, innit? Is saying Cottrell was on fire in the last 23's game. Yeah, fully. You know, he needs a chance. Just for me, it's a reward. You know, when you've been working hard, when you've been consistent, when you've been working consistently hard, your performance hasn't dropped and things like that. You deserve a couple minutes just as a reward and to keep you motivated. You know, nobody owes you nothing, but it can be hard when you feel you're not getting the fruits of your labor. And I feel just even like for Balogun as well, it's good for a little recognition. I haven't even spoke about Balogun, people. We didn't even speak about Balogun. I hope Balogun gets some minutes. You've heard a lot of talk in relation to contract negotiations have reopened, and until his contract is finalized, and I see him taking a picture with the Arsenal contract and stuff, I'm not believing anything. You know, if I was him, I would wait on my hands. You know, it's all fun and games playing the occasional Europa League game and getting the minutes. What hardcore plan have you got for me to develop and become the best striker I potentially can be? How am I going to do that? You know, I do think he potentially should go out on loan if you're not going to utilize him, because I think, like I said, a couple of these young players, not everyone needs to go out on loan, but I think it becomes a bit too comfortable in that I don't think everyone has to go out on loan. We need to train our players, but I want to see these players in a sink or swim environment. When you're stronger than everyone, faster than everyone, got more skill than everyone, you don't have to think. I want Balogun to play against someone. He tries to run into the space. The centre half just takes him out or waits him, or he's not able to out jump him. That's how you get better, when you can't rely on things. I'm not saying Balogun relies on anything. I just want to see them in uncomfortable roles. But big up M, man. Big up M. I would love to see Balogun get some minutes. I want them all to get minutes, man. I want them all to get minutes, man. I agree with that. I touched on that, my guy. I agree with that to a degree, but the only person that's going to get the best out of Pepe is Pepe himself. I think to a degree, because Bellerin is quite negative, but again, and I share with everyone what they're saying about Maitland-Niles or a better right back. You know how much, not that take nothing away from Mane and Salah, but or City's fullbacks, but just because Liverpool's fullbacks attack, how much space does that give Mane? How much easier does that make his job, knowing that someone can back it? You know, and equally, to be fair to Bellerin, last game Pepe weren't helping you defensively, and you was getting savaged. So I believe that to a degree, but at the same time, you know, I think Pepe is going to make the difference. You know, it's like for me, I agree with it when I hear Pepe's not scoring because you know, he's not doing his thing because of right backs, or nobody's creating for Aubameyang, or no one's doing this for Lacazette, and this is needed for Ozil and that. I agree with a lot of these things, but I always think there's two sides of a coin. As much as I agree and I see the logic, Rion, at the same time, you've got to look at the man. You know, if I'm Pepe, I don't want to sit here saying, you know, I don't want my fate game in, game out to be as whether my right back's going to be on it. From Aubameyang and a striker to my stature and Arsenal captain, I don't want to have my game decided by, you know, have I got the ball in the final third or not. Players have to take accountability and stand up to be counted and try things when it's not going their way. Bellerin needs to improve on a lot, and to be fair, he's still young as a defender. At 25, he could still develop, but one remains to be seen: is it going to happen at Arsenal? Because we keep still saying these things. There's things that we just keep saying, and Bellerin's not 18 years of age. There's certain naiveties in his play that we haven't seen yet. I don't think Balogun will start tomorrow, but I wouldn't mind it for what it's worth, my dude. It's just down for Arteta to listen. I've spoken about that a lot, but yeah, man, it's just down to Arteta to prove you wrong, I guess. You know, it's down to Arteta to prove you wrong. You know, big up Omari Hutchinson and big up Brooke, two talented young players in our under 18s getting lookings in the 23s. Aye, you're back. I've been so annoyed with the team lately. I stopped watching anything Arsenal related. Aye, man, we all got to take them sabbaticals. No hard feelings, my guy. It means you're back, man. And that's what I like. You need to believe in yourself. Even if you're the worst player ever, you've got to believe you're the best. Now, there's a fine line between arrogance and belief. Make sure you don't cross that line, or it can hurt you and be at your detriment. But yeah, man, defo agree. This is it. Stand up to be counted. Grab your chance. Like Saka grabbed it last year. Grab it. Joe Willock, grab your chance. Everybody grab your opportunities. You know, you don't want to be here 12 months from now, making it a second, maybe third season of this thing where, yeah, you're a young, talented player, but you're not really playing. 38 games, week in, week out. Is the manager really like looking at you to start if he's not, or a genuine starting option, or just a complimentary squad player? It's not the worst of things, definitely, if I was you lot, but it's not the best. And you're part of the squad, but you're not for me. You know, if I'm a footballer and the manager genuinely week in, week out isn't looking at what I can bring to start, not really on it, to be fair with you. Like Saka, he's a young player, and of course he could be rotated, but he's a genuine option. With the Nelsons, the Emils, the Eddies, the Joes, I like all of them. Clearly, you don't know me, I love them. But looking at the other way, there's a reason to start them. And when you look at the context is now, definitely there's a reason to give them game time. But is there any other than that? And what we know, is there a justified reason? Like, is it undeniable? It's undeniable with Martinelli. I know he's injured. It's undeniable with Saka. There's always that doubt. To be fair, you have to be given opportunities. Well, it is what it is. Hopefully, I mean, they're the only masterclasses he can give us for a while. So would like to see Pepe doing exactly that, my guy. Simply put, would love to see that. Big up yourself, Rosie. Rossi means a lot. Or was it Rosie? Forgive me. Poor with English, even though I somehow managed to get a GCSE. Big up my JA Tugs. I'm always saying play the kids. They have the Arsenal philosophy. Bro, and I get that you understand it, but most people, if all these kids are thrown in, week out, they're not going to understand it. Like, what should happen in an ideal world for these young players? Cool, I'm going to put my hat on you, Emil. I'm going to put my hat on you, Eddie, Joe, and the rest of you for 10 games. You've got 10 games. I know you're going to have up and downs. Show me some consistency. Would most fans concede that when they probably see us slipping further and further away from the rest of the pack? Not that we are already. Not that we're not already, apologies. I don't think they would have that level of patience. That's it. That's it. Do or die. Like you're snatching that opportunity. He's a bit passive as much as I like him. I think Joe Willock's thing is the 8, but you know, 3 managers at Arsenal, all with significantly more footballing experience than me, have played him in a 10. So I sometimes think, is there something I'm missing? But he just looked like a duck out of water in that role. He looks more assured of himself in the box-to-box role. So yeah, big up ICT. Hey man, Dortmund are sick. Dortmund are sick, and that's it. Like, I've been getting more excitement watching everyone else. This was like my driving instructor. Well, he was a Charlton fan and as well, so I can imagine the stress you go for. I don't want to see a back 3, but I could fully see him going with that, man. Not too sure on that one, my dude. I wouldn't write off the season, my guy, but at the same time, I respect my team. I stand with them. I believe in them. But whatever we talk about, Arteta and the intricacies of that, the players, the word that we're going to live or die by this season, that a lot of you always hear me say, consistency. That's it. Live or die by. We haven't been seeing it. We haven't shown consistency in anything. Consistency in the market, consistency with the profile of player, with moving people on, with the words that everyone connected with the club comes out in the press and on the field. You know, we've dropped a lot. I agree with you. We shouldn't write it off, you know. If some buts are not facts, but we definitely have. When people say, like, look, I'm not taking nothing away from Arteta. I have more sympathy for Arteta than anyone else. But I ask everybody a simple question, Terry. Do you think Arsenal Football Club, Arteta, the people at above, regardless what you think about these players, do you think we're getting the maximum out of our squad? You know, I'm not saying they're not good enough to win the Premier League. I'm sure most humble fans with balance, like yourself, Terry, you'll look at it and you'll say, listen, we can play a lot better than this. Might not be world beaters. We might need this and that to come into the squad to get top 4. But are we getting the best? We're not, because of consistency. We've dropped a lot of points. I agree with you. You know, we've got to stay through thick and thin. There's still a lot to be played for. And that's why I'm so big on the mentality, because you know it. I know it. The players talk about it, but we don't see it. I didn't see a team that badly wanted to get 3 points against Leeds because they lost before the international break. I didn't see a team that wanted to go into the international break on a strong note with Aston Villa. Consistency. So we've dropped a lot of points. You look at our run of fixtures to come to the end of the season now, and definitely, I'd say from now till March, actually, I'm sure the most humblest of Arsenal fans will concede that we're still going to drop more points and the other boys are going to drop more points. But you look at Spurs and it kills me to say it. I hope the narrative changes, but they're looking better than us and being very more consistent than us. Chelsea are doing what they need to do. You know, United are struggling along. Leicester have come and complicated things. Of course, people are going to drop points. Things are going to happen, of course, but That's it. We're gonna live or die by consistency. Hi man, it must have just taken me off. I must have covered your question. I apologize, Jordan, man. Or I must have been trying to do two things at once, and you know us men with multitasking. Oh, I'd say, I see why you get that. There's definitely similarities, but I would say they're slightly different, but definitely a very close comparison, man. You know, I'd love to see him get game time, man. It would be exciting for the young players, man. And that's it. Sadly, we're too attached, man. You know, we're too attached to Arsenal. We're never gonna bust it out, man. Facts, man. I don't want to see Eddie in an awkward position either, but you know, maybe Arteta is looking to do that. And so yeah, man. Which young player do you lot want to see get opportunities the most? Because I'm seeing a lot of Smith-Rowe love. You know, I'm seeing a couple 1-2 shouts for Balogun. Not really hearing the Joes, the Nelsons, or any other young players, people, really. So it is what it is. Would you not go with Laka already? You know, there's a lot of question marks. Do you play Maitland now? Do you go with Pepe? Do you not play Pepe? Does anyone think Pepe shouldn't play? It's up to you lot, man. I think the players back him, Terry. The players back him. You hear how they talk. I don't want to blow my own trumpet because I'm not no in the know, but the people I speak to around the club, the players have nothing but good things to say about Arteta, and I back him. What that means is, you know, what that doesn't me backing you and me believing in you doesn't mean I'm just going to sit here and condone everything. It doesn't mean I'm not going to ask questions, you know, and to a degree, as much as I sympathize and agree with what you said about he needs to fall back in, I actually feel that Mikel Arteta was hard done by in the transfer market. Because now in hindsight, when I look at it, he spoke very highly of Arrow. He spoke very highly of these players. It seemed like he did his research, he did everything else, and it was down to Edu or whoever to, you know, get the money or talk to the Kroenkes or do whatever. It just didn't happen. So I think he's been hard done by. But I have to get onto him because I'd say if that happens, where are the plan Bs? If you only want Arrow and Partey and these sort of ilk of players, fair play. But where are the plan Bs? Because a blind man could see from last season that we're going to live or die by our consistency and we have no creativity, you know. So we need to get somebody in, or we need to register certain players that haven't been registered. We need some sort of plan to guard against it, which we haven't had. We've also been told, you know, Arteta is getting more of a looking in the team. Arteta is now a manager and not a head coach. So a lot of these things, you know, you have to look at him. And also half of these things that come out to football fans with Willian coming, with Ozil being thrown out, with, you know, the Partey and the hour stuff. Arteta's not finding out when we're finding it out, people. You know, these are not things that the club know what they're doing going into the end of the window. We heard we're ready to react in several different ways when COVID played a part in our season. Did we react well enough? It is what it is, people. You know, I'd leave you to draw your own conclusions, but big up yourself, Terry, man. Very interesting questions and talking points, like everybody, people. Facts, my guy. It is the system. It is the system as well. It is the system. Again, let me roll this up, people, for you lot. 41 minutes. Because I've spoken about it, and courtesy of the Twitter account Orbino, you know, I'm always plugging him. He needs to come on a video with me. I think he works for Opta. He does a great job with all, you know, I look at his Twitter account a lot and find our stats and actually add not my own spin, but what it means to me. When you look at it, people, I'm trying to find it, and he's tweeted quite a lot. Like I said, the level of personnel Arteta has in midfield, let's use midfield for example, hurts him, makes it 10 times harder, you know, kind of cripples him. But like I said, you know, it's not as white and black to say you get more creative players or better creative players and they're going to shine in the system, because we're not seeing anything right now to suggest from a coaching perspective, you know, that we're doing patterns of play and we're doing all of these things like defensively, which was the harder task last season. You know, you could tell you get Gabriel, you get Tierney fit fully, you know, you bring in a Partey to, I know it's midfield, but you know, how you defend in midfield helps. I can see what you're trying to do. Attacking, you know, you could get a prime MSN, Messi, Neymar, Suarez. Are they going to score mad goals at Arsenal? I back them too with ability, but and then their ability and to connect and whatnot. But is it because of the system? You know, like I said, you look at Xhaka, you look at Sabas, these players didn't take their opportunities and they're not necessarily the best to write home about, but there is something in the system. Once again, before I read this, these players have to take accountability for themselves and the roles they're in, especially if I'm a creative midfielder and especially if I'm the two more experienced of the midfield three. You know, Xhaka completed 0 passes to Joe Willock and just 3 to Ceballos. Joe Willock, who is the creative so wait, hang on. So, you know, Xhaka hasn't passed to his creative midfielder. You know, it's like Connect Four, you know. Xhaka passed to Joe. Joe, in theory, slip it through for a Aubameyang who scores. You haven't passed to your creative man. So have you tried to create? Now, I'm sure if we looked further, there'd probably be incidences of trying to pick out Tierney and stuff like that. But you haven't. That shows me that two midfielders haven't connected. Already we're in the negative because two of the three midfielders haven't connected. I was poor at maths, but that's a poor ratio. So they haven't found each other. And he's just passed free to Danny Ceballos, who is the pivot in midfield next to him. So what's happening there? Where's the communication there? Joe Willock didn't complete a single pass to Xhaka and just two to Ceballos. So again, you didn't connect with your pivot well enough, and he completed no passes to Aubameyang. Now I have sympathy because of how we set up, and I have sympathy with Joe the most. But what does that tell you? On top of players not grabbing their chances and playing well, the system isn't actually there yet, people. And then you look further right as well. Saka, bearing in mind he came off the bench, he completed more passes to Aubameyang in the game against Leeds than William, Pepe, and Willock combined. Now again, every one of those players needs to take personal accountability, but there's fully something in the system, people. If Saka has made 3 passes, and that's more than those man combined, which is 2, that tells you how these players are poor. And Arteta shouldn't have to tell you, lot, you need to link up and have a go and stuff. But this tells you they're probably not having any real freedom, and it's very rigid. This also tells you that this is very mechanical, and you have to attribute some of this to Arteta as much as I believe in him. You have to call a spade a spade. Like Orbino, the Twitter account, put it, the link between midfield and attack has been almost non-existent all season, reflected in that game, people. So make of that what you lot will, people, really and truly. I'm not you lot's parents. You lot will draw whatever conclusions you lot see fit. Bro, if need top 4, we need an unbeaten run. See, and that's even naive to suggest, Personally, I've said this before. There's only 5 or 6 players that I would think, if I'm manager, I believe in you over 38 games. There's players that I feel are going to go through good moments and bad moments. Like I would use Laka, I would use Luis, I would use Pepe, Ceballos, Willock, Maitland-Niles, I love him, but him as well in there. I'd even, there's a couple of players that are hot and cold. They'll give you 10 good games and 10 iffy games. Even Bellerin, the only players I'd put my hat on, like I know you lot can literally save my job if things are going wrong. Young Bukayo Saka, the injured Martinelli for me, Kieran Tierney's up there. Leno might not be my cup of tea and he makes mistakes, but 9 times out of 10, he's doing something in goal, Who else is there? Partey's in there for me. Gabriel, if I haven't said his name. Aubameyang's form's been woeful, but I'd throw Aubameyang in there because 9 times out of 10, since this man's come to this club, he scored goals. So we'll have to see, man. That's what I would say. And that's okay, I said more than 5. That's probably 7 names max. Out of a 25-man squad that you need over 38 games, and whatever happens in the Europa, in the cup games, and the rest of it, it doesn't make much sense, and it doesn't make for good reading, does it, people, really and truly? So, like you said, Saeed, how can we expect consistency? How can we? But saying that, let's not act like these same group of players, with the exceptions of Gabriel and Partey, they've gone on unbeaten runs. They've won in big games, so there is something there. It's a weird one. There's every reason to have some positive comments. There's every reason to look at it a bit sideways. This is the crazy thing. Look at me, damn it, said, did you do a live with Hugh Izzy? Yes, I did, on his channel. Big up Hugh, and hopefully that's the first of many. We've been meaning to do that for a while. You lot have been onto us. You lot have been onto us about doing it. We've really tried to make it happen, and it's happened, people. Thank you very much, Football Highlight, man. Thank you, man. It means a lot for your support. Hit the like button, people. 47 minutes in. I'm really appreciating all you guys locked in here and all the interesting convo, man. Bro, Arteta talks a lot about the fans, and I do agree it does give you energy. But if the fans were there against Leeds, and the fans were there against Leicester, and the fans were there against Aston Villa, boy, it would have been good against Watford. I mean, man said Watford, against Fulham. The away fans would have been fantastic at United. They would have kept you going against City and against Liverpool, even though you lot weren't at it. But those 3 games, the Leicesters, the Villas, the Leeds, especially away fans, man, are going up to Yorkshire, man, are going up to Birmingham, man, are going up to Midlands, to see what they're seeing. Well, fair enough, we're not going up to Midlands. You get the point. You get the point with the Midlands. We played at home, but that could very well have been away. The Leeds game, definitely. Man said, when we lose, I have to leave DG's vid to the next day because he only speaks the truth and it hurts. We say you just want to hear the reactionary. I see you, man. I see you. And bro, you're saying the right things, my guy. That's all I want to see, man. bravery, man. I don't know about the Iwobi thing, my guy, even though I agree with it. But that's all I want to see. Someone stand up to be counted and say, okay, cool. I know we're being told to play this way. I know I think this and that, but let me have a goal, you know, whether it's Pepe taking on more man, Aubameyang just having a wild shot, midfielder saying, yo, let me clip one over the top because this team's just sitting back in a low block. There's no, everybody looks to the other players. I only see Saka's and the team, like against Leeds. I only saw them stand up to be counted with exception, you know. It's crazy, you know, when you could see the ball isn't going to zip on a cold day at Yorkshire. Only Tierney wanted to hold on to the ball and bring it further. Saka the same, you know. Players are hiding behind things. And with Pepe giving a red card, he needs to face the music. But that's also a form of hiding. People's poor performances are gonna get masked because Pepe, the 72 million pound player, and Arteta, the manager that's struggling at the moment, you know, that's the talking points. Like you've seen nonsense coming out about clear the air and red card. I mean, further punishments in relation to the red card and going out on loan and the rest of these things. Is crazy, people. It's absolutely madness, man. Big up yourself, Junior, man. It means a lot, my guy. It means a lot that you've been supporting. Big up all my JA tugs, all the killies, them. It means a lot, man. And definitely with, you know, what's been going on with JA at the moment. I hope you're all well and safe, and I hope your family are the same. You know, top four isn't realistic, but, you know, what we should expect is more consistency and just simply a better push. You know, I told you, look, top four is a myth because you don't know what you're going to get from this Arsenal football side. In isolation, they'll beat United. They might win in a North London derby. They might pull a shocker against City in the FA Cup or in whatever, you know. But when you look at the devil in the detail sort of thing, which is a 38-game period, it's looking all iffy, people. It's looking all beaky and that. So it is what it is, man. You know, our next 6 games, 9 points. Again, you know, ads might even be wishful. I hope that's the case, you know. Next 6 games, in fact, if we don't win 3 of them, you know, like you said, unfortunately, Michael, myself, I don't have anything on Saka beyond what Arteta said on Sunday. I'm going to type in Arsenal in a second and see if Arteta's had anything to say, but it is what it is, man. Facts. Have to bring that one back because it's facts. Big up everybody locked in. 28k sub soon land. If 100 people on this stream sub, he's there. Come on. Hey, 28k. Wanted to get 30 before the end of the season. Hopefully that can happen. It's still in the balance, though. It's still in the balance, man. That's what he needs. That's what I'm saying. He just needs a win. I don't even think it takes pressure off him, my dude. But you get a win, it not even calms people down. It don't look good. You've lost to Villa. You've come back. You lost to Leeds. You've gone on Thursday. You've lost again. You've then got to play Wolves, who played on Monday and should be a bit aggy after dropping 2 points and whatnot. It don't look good. It don't look good. It is what it is, man. Oh, I've lost someone's. It's so deep, man. I've lost someone's comment in relation to Bellerin. I apologize. It's a good one. Big up yourself, Tabs. You know, another consistent one that is there, man. You know, M is very critical on our board, and you know, it's comfortable. Comfortable is what I get, man. Just comfortable. Oh, too many men are just happy, bro. Just happy, bro. Just hiding behind the facade of Arsenal and all of these things, man. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. I think the problem with Arsenal fans, they're too attached to bare things, man. You know, you can't look at whether you talk about Arteta, even the Kroenkes, even though I'm not fond of them, you know, Mesut Ozil, Granit Xhaka, Lacazette, Aubameyang, you know. Not too many people approach these things with logic and balance and praise and critique where they can. It's all Arteta's fault, or he's just been completely hard done by, or it's never the players. You know, I feel that's the biggest thing, not just with Arsenal but football fans in general. Is that it's got a bit. I don't know the word, like football's always been tribal, but it's like man are supporting players more so than the club. And I get it when you got, you know, I support Ronaldinho as much as I support England, you know, for example. So I get it, but you can't allow it to make you think mad. I wouldn't say it's massive, but it's a massive opportunity for him to take a chance. You know, he's been building up his fitness, is what it is. He needs to take his opportunity, as you said, man. You know, 6 million is very, you know, it's seeing the same things, man. A lot of you want to see, these are the young players you lot want to see. You know, we've got Balogun and Smith-Rowe getting some love. Man want to see Aziz, you know, Balogun's getting his love, Smith-Rowe and Nelson. You know, a lot of you, you know, more love for Miguel. You know, these are the young players, man. All of them that have been called up, I'd love to see them get all chances. I swear, people, you can make 5 subs in the Europa League. I forgot to bring you lot my Twitch, man. I need you lot to sign up to my Twitch. Football Manager content soon come up. It just randomly hit me. Reece Nelson has been positive in the 3 games he's played. I agree. He just needs to stay fit and work on his crossing, but just stay fit. And it's a good opportunity for Reece. You know, hopefully Arteta doesn't play favourites with Williams' form and he frees it up for Nelson to take opportunities. But yeah, man. And this is it. It's just the level of performance. Whether we've won, lost, or drawn, these consistencies are still the same. You never get the vibe that Arsenal want to win a game of football, man. I can't even lie to you, and that kills me to say it, man. That's it. It's the intention. You know, it is the system, but it's the intention, because there's managers that play 3 at the back. You know, if Klopp switched it up to a 3 at the back tomorrow, is too much going to change in how Liverpool play? No, because there's a philosophy. We don't really have a style of player DNA. And as much as I love Arteta, when you're approaching under a year, I'm not asking you to be perfect, but I'm not really seeing your blueprint on the team, which looked a given. You know, I was praising Arteta very early on in his tenure. I was like, the minute he's come in, you've instantly seen a style of play. You see something to believe in. All of the things that I wasn't seeing under under Una Emery people, I'm seeing it under Mikel Arteta. Do you get where I'm going? So, and I think some of it has kind of vanished. Like this season, I think in relation to the transfer market, in relation to what we're doing with the systems, I think we've tried, in hindsight, pre-season leading to now, we've maybe tried to do too much and ultimately done very little, you know. And I know these players can do it to a degree. I'm not saying they're the best to write home about, because when I see against Fulham, United, we scored 1 goal and it was a pen, and I want to stop talking about that. But by our own standards, we was getting forward a bit more. The second half against Sheffield United, suddenly 1 touches. So it's a bit of the coaching, but also these players have to change their thinking. I'm seeing Willian turn up in the second half against Sheffield United, you know. Danny Mills, Hector Bellerin once again was Danny Mills in the first half of that game. Danny Alves in the second half. It was crazy. You know, bare side-to-side passing, because there's no intention, there's no invention. It's simple as that. And it comes to the players, but also Arteta's got to give them the freedom. Because one courtesy I will cut these players is that as much as I think they're not performing, there's no coincidence that none of our attacking players are excelling. Not even Aubameyang's goals are masking his performances. Do you get what I'm saying, people? So there is something to do with the system. And also, as much as I feel it's a two-way thing, you also have to say, you also have to, things escape my mind now. You also have to say they're listening to their manager. You know, Willian has spoken. For instance, I'm not defending Willian. He's been poor because he's been poor, but he's spoken a couple of times about adjusting to what Arteta demands of him and things. And you heard Willian was very good defensively, and he has been. But how much is that presenting him from being the natural Willian or the Willian you saw last season? So I have to give them a bit of credit in that, you know, not credit, but cut them a bit of slacking if they're listening to Arteta. And that's why I say it's a 50-50 thing. Arteta has to implement and show us what we're going, and the players also have to stand up to be counted. It's as simple as that. Zach, as you said, I caught some of Hugh Izzy's live stream. I assume you mean. Everybody pre that and hit a like button and drop Deluded some love in the comments. Please make sure you're hitting the like button, people. Please also make sure you know, check out the pinned tweet. I want to see you all there for my live stream, Molde versus Arsenal tomorrow. If you can't be there, please just hit the like button. If all of you hit the like button, it gets seen by more people. It just takes 1 people. The link is there. Just open up another tag and hit the like button. I ain't asking you for anything but I like, people. And I guarantee you lot like all that when you're watching ZZ Mills and, you know, the Dutch Avelli stuff going on, and you know, this rappers beefing this and this noise is going on. You lot liking all that food, all that bull BS, better yet. So like some decent football content before you go off to your coonery, people. They're not. It's just a system. It's like with Aston Villa, you know, with the exception of Grealish and the former Barkley. Are there mad ballers in that team? No. There's a system, and they've got the confidence, and their managers have freed it up for them to play. You know, I can't bring up your super chat, my guy. Love for it, my guy. I'm not too sure what currency that is, but it's 20,000. Wish it was pounds. You said intent, desire, belief, and philosophy is lacking in a lot of players. The club is loaded with holiday makers, and it annoyed me. Big up DG Gooner here from Uganda. Love what you're doing and keep being a voice of reason. Thank you very much, Edwin, for your super chat. Thank you even more for taking the time to beautifully articulate your thoughts, you know. And you've said it. You took the words out of my mouth. I can't expand anything else on what you've said there, people. It is what it is, Edwin, man. Thank you very much for your super chat. Thank you very much for your kind words. Big up all the Ugandan guys locked in and all over the world, man. Let them stat pad. It's an opportunity, man. Mag, you're doing them dirty, man. Come on, man. Big up Zombie. Come on, 200 people watching the thing. Just hit the like button. It doesn't mean a thing, man. Eddie Howe. I wouldn't mind him for England, but what's he done to really get the England job? Could he go back to Burnley? Could he get the Sheffield job? Could he go to Fulham based on there could be getting a sack? Could he go to United based on Oli? Could he go to Arsenal based on Arteta's thing? I'm joking about Arsenal and United, but probably them sort of. I'm not too sure. Maybe we're just there. I can't really see. Only the Fulhams, maybe a Fulham, a Sheffield, and a Burnley, purely because there's scrutiny over these positions. But you never know, man. Did I see Bellerin's comments? No, but Bellerin's got a kind way with words, and I'm not too sure I want to see them. What? Is that true? If that's not RIP anyone who's died, if that's true. If it's not, you're getting, I'm gonna put you on timeout because we don't wish bad mind on anyone. That's just quite simply fuckery if you're doing that. But if anything has happened, RIP my man. Let me type that in on Google. I hope it's not people being stupid. And if it is, you're a scumbag for doing that, man. Oh, he has. Oh shit. Fucking hell, bruv. Bloody hell, bruv. Man's 43. RIP Heavy D. I didn't know him personally. I came across him a couple of times at Arsenal, waiting for Arsenal Fan TV after the game at the Emirates. I don't know him. I don't know. I've had a conversation with Donny. I've been stood next to him when we're all waiting in the line. But RIP, man, in today's day and age, or what's happening currently, I don't know why he's died, and it's sad. Either way, there's no justified reason. The man's 43 years of age. I'm sure he's got a family. I'm sure he's got a mother. 43 years of age, he don't deserve to go that early, and especially with COVID, people are losing people. It's been a crap year, and I'm not saying I'm Heavy D's biggest fan, or I was watching him all the time, but he was known for all of that stuff, and obviously he comes across as someone that he's a larger than life character. The stature he had is how his personality was. So I'm sure he'll be sorely missed. And away from that, it's never nice to know somebody's died, especially before their time. Like, I don't know if he has children, but I'd imagine if he does, your dad's in his 40s and he's lost his life. So I really apologize to anyone that's had to hear this sad news. And it's upsetting, man. It's upsetting. Apologies, people. I'm gonna quickly see if there's a reason for it. Apparently his friend revealed it. Apparently no more details about his death are available. So condolences. That's very upsetting, man. Thank you, Marcus. Big up, Marcus. Another moderator locked in. Bro, moderators are lacking. Man are going to get sold. I think I'm moving like Arteta right now, my guy. Only M is on job in this thing, and Ahmad, the United fan, when he's here, and yourself. Only 3 man out of how many man are moderators? Bare man are slacking. Bare man are going to get cut from the team. I apologize, CM, for putting you on timeout. Obviously, at the time, I couldn't verify if it was true. Like I said, RIP Heavy D, because that's a bit mad. I mean, if you ask me, football's fickle, innit? If you ask me when he was at Chelsea, I would have said pass. If you see him with Villa right now and we're crying for creativity, yeah, I would take him in some capacity. But, his form could change things. If it carries on, why not, man? I'd look to try and get him on loan. Not too sure for the permanent thing. Bro, if we're getting pumped and if we're getting pumped, then yeah, why not? You have to look at things. Big up yourself, Carl. What are you telling me, my guy? Big up yourself, man. Come on, man. YouTube's N'Golo Kante. Might have to be YouTube's Thomas Partey. Thoughts on Arteta falling out with players and throwing Pepe under a bus? Kind of spoken about that. I do see how people would say he's thrown him under a bus, and I agree. And I think he has done that. But at the same time, I don't think he has, because what can he say? It was stupid. It was unacceptable. He did get a red card. I think it was a last straw thing. Like, he's protected Pepe. He's kind of feeding him to the wolves. Obviously, I would have liked to have seen him keep it, like, say I didn't see it, or just say the red card generally changed the game. He was quite harsh on him, considering other players have done similar things, not headbutting, but similar things. So it's a bit of a gazy one, man. It's a bit of a gazy one. And I still think Arteta's man management is good, but it's looking a bit booky, man. I think Pochettino's a very good manager, and it'll be interesting to see his next move. Yeah, I just see it, man. I just see it, my guy. I just see it. Like I said, I apologize for putting my man on thingy, but you know how the internet is. There's people that do them things. So I've seen it, and as you can see, it's a shocker, man. RIP, my man. Like I said, man. I don't think we've got high hopes, my guy. Or I can't speak for anybody that has their hopes up. But it is what it is, man. Bro, there's no process to believe in. I believe in Arteta and he can turn things, and I believe Arsenal could be more competitive. But in relation to a process, I haven't seen a process to directly believe in. I'm seeing bits of promising with madness happening. I'm seeing optimism and then clouded with doubt. There's not really a clear ethos as to what we want to do as things. AM, of course, you can be one. Let me write down everyone who wants to be a moderator. If you want to be a moderator, talk up now because we're getting our signings in. AM is being one. Making sure I write down the username properly and clearly with my crap handwriting. ICT365. These are the signings. Come on, man. Let's get that one up there. Yeah, man. Obviously, and that's what I would say when I hear Pepe. When I see that language, and when I see the players touring to Pepe, I get it. I understand it. But when we had 11 men, did we do enough? Even with 10 men, did we do enough? Is what it is, man. We've got ads. Ads is gonna become one. Arsenal Queen's gonna become one. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Hey, any of you, I will know, I will find out. Any of you guys asking to become mods and you haven't liked the video and you haven't liked the live stream coming tomorrow and you haven't put your reminders on, look at the pinned message in this live chat. I will know who has liked it. You can find out that stuff. I'm gonna do you lot dirty. So don't be trying to become a mod if you're not rocking with the guy, man. You lot do me dirty way too much, and now I'm onto you lot, man. Bro, we lost our soul the minute Kroenke took full ownership of this club, or in fact, the minute he bought his first share. All eyes on me. You've earned yourself one. I'm gonna make your mods, and like I said, make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you've hit the like button on the video to come tomorrow. Any of you become mods or you don't do your jobs, we're selling, man. Kendro, you've become one. Defo Phil Kirantini can become a captain. I mean, he's the only one that's not soft for me, and just move serious with it. Ibby, you've earned the right to become a moderator. Again, anyone messes about, you're losing that. Gunman Khan. So I'm expecting to see so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I should see 8 more likes on my video tomorrow, or the live stream to come tomorrow. I should. There's 8 names there. You lot doing me dirty. Big up the academy graduates, like you said. You've got mod experience. You have experience. You're getting. All right. You know what? We need some experienced players. Arsenal don't have too much of that, so we're gonna get some experience. Yo, the pro YT_. You have earned yourself one. Janali said, who's here because of Hugh Wizzy? Big up Hugh Wizzy for bussing me. I met him when I was working at I'm not going to say the company's name, but I was working for a company, a production company that worked with the kickoff, and I came across Brian, Lawrence, and Hugh. And Hugh's a cool guy, a very cool guy, very calm brother. Big up Brian as well. Brian, I thought Brian was going to move like a celeb. I was shocked how down to earth Brian was. Brian used to give a lot of good advice when I was there. Very open, never smug, and all the things you see in his podcast. A lot of people do it for show. Brian don't. Like, everyone's really a part of the family. Like, I don't want to go too in depth and talk people's business, but there was times that there was some serious financial struggles, and at other companies he could have clipped man, said, you production guy, F off. I don't care. But he realized that they make his team and they've all got jobs, and he fought tooth and nail. Like, trust me, that guy is a real G. Lawrence the same. Like, Lawrence, I wish I could still do it. He used to, like, because I used to deal with the admin for it, like getting the cleaners there, getting the booking the guests. They have some guests, like there was a guest the other day, he was from Ireland. So if I was still there, I'd probably book a ticket and that, So I used to bump into them, and Lawrence was mad cool. Again, could have been a brick, but he always asking man questions. Like, always trying to bring me in, like they're having conversations and whatnot, bringing man in, taking man calf and that. Just all little good things like that, you know, giving man advice, you know, trying to show me how to, which I wish, what I was getting onto, which I wish I still had. He would show man the cameras. They used to work with some black magic things, some not voodoo, but black magic is a make of a camera. I wanted to get camera experience, which I kind of lack at, funny enough, but from being behind one. He used to show me how you use it, what you can do with it, you know, why the lighting's the same way. Everyone connected to the team is cool. Big up my guy Gio, who, if you don't know Gio, he's the guy that designs the stuff for them. But enough of chatting about people business. Big up the kickoff. I would love to be on the kickoff. Funny fan story. I was meant to be on it. Brian, you know, last year, Brian said, yo, can be on the kickoff. I thought, yo, Arsenal versus United. I'm going clear. My manager at the time, who still watches my stuff, who ironically, when I did my collab with you, he said, oh, good look. Said no, shitted on the parade, and there's a reason as to why it didn't happen. No worries, we go again. It don't mean anything. But big up yourself, Janali, for getting here, wherever you got here, or however you found out about me, to be fair, whether it was from Hugh, whether it was from Rants and Bants, from Turkish, from Curtis, from AFTV, from Ball Street. A couple of you see Ball Street days, you know, just from the recommended, you know, obviously tell me how tell me if you can and you want to, please tell me how you discover me, because it helps me as well. You know, it helps me see how I can get more people to see things and whatnot, people. So however you found out about DG, thank you very much. And it's been crazy, people. Like, this journey's been crazy. Like, you lot have noticed me at Carnival, in Sainsbury's, all over, man. It's mad. And I'm really appreciative that you lot rock with me. Big up the 200 odd people in here, people. Please make sure you hit the like button, people. Big up yourself, Dylan, as well, man. Come on. Recommended. Thank you very much, man. So the recommended tab. So there's things I need to do a bit more to make me come up more on the recommended tab. And I wonder what videos you lot are watching for it to come up, because it's the algorithm, people. I know I make okay content, but and I could make it a bit more professional, but it's the YouTube algorithm that makes the difference. So any little insight I can get into the algorithm and how I can make it work for me and do things, I appreciate it. Just from you lot saying recommended, it tells man a lot, people. You know, we had recommended, you know, we've got a come on you Spurs, you know, let's give it a rest, man. Like you said, it's all about thumbnails and titles, man. You know, big up Kendro, you on my recommended, because I watched AFTV and I was like, raw, this guy has such similar opinions to me. Means a lot, man. It helps a lot. Big up Edwin, he said recommended, never look back. You've been rocking for a while, man. Said supporters club. Big up Turkish, man. One of the first guys to bust me. Very difficult to get hard hands off these days, but you know, madness. I discovered you from watching AFTV. Hey, do you know what a moderator is yet, my guy? Because I saw one of your comments, you know. Well, I'm gonna give you a chance. You know. You're like Joe Willock, you know, or Smith-Rowe. I'm gonna give you a chance in the Prem. Give you a run of game. See what you're saying. You know. Please make sure you hit the like button. Any of you moderators that haven't hit the like button, I'm going to get you quick. I'm going to get you lot out of there quicker than you lot can say deluded. People deluded. You're gone. Collab with expressions. Wouldn't mind, you know. Funny enough, I tried to reach out years ago. Why not, man? But I'd imagine with the Arsenal derby coming up, then he probably would be busy and tied up. So, yeah, man. BG, I play for the badge. I'm not the. Wayne, I like that. And you know what, Wayne? You're the one I'm looking at the most, because I know you're on a consistent thing, because you're always here. Hit the like button, people. And like, I don't trust none of you, because none of you are hitting the like button on this thing. And I know bare of you are saying you're going to be moderators and things like that. You know, crazy. You lot are scaring me. Somebody's quoted what I've said. The moment he brought his first year, finally, I've been saying for time, bro, the minute I don't want to go as far as to call man certain things in it, but yeah, is there going to be a watch along tomorrow? My guy, are you looking at the pinned tweet? Hit the pinned tweet. Hit the like button for the live stream tomorrow. I thought I was doing you lot a favor. I thought, yeah, last night I thought, you know what? I know I normally just do it all in the morning, but let me give these lot several hours so they know the live stream is coming. You know, I made it early. You know, I pull it on the community tab, which a lot of you are not looking at, you know. I thought you would have moved from there, and I thought, you know what, let me make it easy for you lots with tomorrow's thing. But you lot are not hearing it. Well, go on for the blacklist. I assume you're talking about the football blacklist. Apparently, it comes out courtesy of The Voice tomorrow, so fingers crossed. Personally, my dude, I don't think I'm going to win because I'm sure with these things they would have emailed you already. So I don't think I'm going to be on the list for the football content awards. Again, similar. I don't think I'm going to be there, but we keep grinding. I really appreciate everybody that took the time to vote across one or both of those. And if you didn't vote, you tried to push it and raise awareness and whatnot. We keep moving, man. And then it made me think, you know what? Forget if I don't win, you know, I'll quit with these award things because what is the awards things really? It's just an ego thing. I'm not gonna lie, you know, with the football content awards, you know, when I was nominated last year, you start getting DMs and messages from advisors and sponsors and get a little change in that. But apart from that, what does it really do apart from reinforce my ego and stuff? And I really, you know, every time I feel like an ego plays a part in a decision, I try to get away with it, man. Get move from it if that makes sense. E.g. Partey and El Nene in a pivot, Saka in a 10. It could work. It could work. It could work. I wouldn't want to see it long term, but if everybody was fit for this season, it's something I consider. Considering, well, assuming we don't bring anybody in. Terry said, "I remember when you had 1,500." Thank you very much, man, Terry. And trust me, you see, when I'm patterned with the editing and stuff, you're gonna see even more stuff. I promise you. Like, it doesn't happen overnight, but I don't think you lot have ever saw me lie to you lot. So yeah, man. I don't think Balogun should start, but I would like to see him get minutes. I I got faith in you the most, really. I got faith in you. I know you didn't let me down. I know you liked this. You've hit the like button on both the videos. I know you didn't. Come on, it's an IC3 thing. Don't let the man them don't let me down. You know what I'm talking about, innit? The brothers, the man them, the IC3s, don't let a fellow brother down. It's a nod thing. Don't let man down, please. Kyle, you're always here, man, so you can be one. And you're a yard man, and I'm always biased to fellow yard man and Bajans for obvious reasons. You know, it's down to Pepe to put you wrong, man. It breaks my heart when I see things like that. Bro, for me, they're the same signing because first and foremost, you know, they just fix areas in our squad immediately. So I'm all open for that, man. To be fair, I don't know the ins and outs of that, my guy, to really be commenting and standing on it, but to really comment on it. But I'd expect a club like United, you know, whatever you say about them, they do. The people that make the decisions do things well. That they've protected him, and that might be why he's not playing on a frequent basis. I feel Greenwood's being hung out to dry by the media for all different reasons, and it's disgraceful the fact that he is a teenager and is dealing with a loss of a close friend and could be dealing with whatever is in his personal life that's isolated to him. You know, it's a good lesson for him because it's going to tell people, it's going to remind them that they don't care about you. Nobody cares about you, you know. They just want things from you. They care about the goals you score. They care about your potential. They care about what you could do for England. They don't care about you, Mason Greenwood, the person, you know, and they don't care about none of these footballers. Sancho, Greenwood, Sterling, they don't care about none of them. Fans are the same. They love you one day, hate you the other. And I try and apply that with my YouTube stuff. You know, it's all about showing love and being humble, but I never get down in negativity because if I listen to all the negative, I'm not going to get anywhere. And obviously, it's nice to hear positive messages, but I can't, you know, complacency going to make me think I'm better than I am. Might even lose hunger. I don't think I am, but balanced head, you know, take both in my stride. It's lovely to see you lot's comments, man. It really is. That's it, bro. We don't need no award, man. We don't need no award. It's just an ego thing. It would be nice though. I'm not gonna lie. Like I would like an award. Who doesn't want trophies, man? I was a competitive person in football. I like to win trophies, and this is the only avenue to continue this. So I would like to, man. But it is what it is. Like you said, it is what it is, man. You know, big up Turkish as well. Really, this is the main thing, people. For me, this is the biggest takeaway from the live stream, apart from you lot being locked in, is that I'm really learning how you lot have come and have found out about man and stuff like that. You know, Terry, I discovered you through it came after I watched it. Thank you very much again. You know, it's an insight. So I'm coming up on Arsenal. So what tags do I have to include so that the next Terry or the next whatever, you know, the next other person who comes across me for the first time, boom, you get it. So thank you very much. Apart from Leno, who's Arsenal's best players, the same names I said earlier, you know, if your name is not, I wouldn't say Leno's the best player, but if your name's not Bukayo Saka, Martinelli, I know the form isn't there, but Aubameyang, Kieran Tierney, Thomas Partey, Gabriel, you know, you won't really have a leg to stand on, man. what can we do, bro? We can say the same, don't buy shirts, don't buy merchandise, don't go to games, but there's going to be millions of others that are going to. So I don't know personally what can change. I don't think it's ever going to change. For me, I'm just like, it's like burying my head until the one day I wake up and I hear Kroenke has sold Arsenal and I'm woken up and I'm like, yeah, until that happens, can't be a serious club. Bro, the money we've made, paying off the stadium, the fact that we are attracted to London, the fact that we are in London should be what saves us. If we had peas or had someone that wanted to spend peas, the fact that we're in London should be a difference to getting players. Do you know how many players come to London? It's fickle, sign for London clubs that they don't care about or shouldn't just because of that aspect. If we had a manager that cared, look at Chelsea. Havertz probably had a bag of other clubs. But obviously, because Chelsea have won stuff, and obviously the London aspect away from the football played a part in it, we shouldn't be. Let me know. You lot know in it. You lot know in it. You lot know. So there's no point, man. Bro, you can't be a moderator if you don't know what it is. You're staying in the under 23s, my guy. We have to see how you move a bit. The rest, them and they are doing their thing. Smash the like button. It doesn't cost a thing. Hit the like button, people. Please hit the like button. Please set your reminders and hit the like button for my live stream tomorrow, 4:55, as we obviously Molde versus Arsenal. I'm going to start from 4:55, people. So hit that up, man. Love, my guy. I'd like to see you on the kick. I've heard of you before, but first saw you on Who Is His channel. It means a lot. So why'd you hear of me? You never clicked on my thing or you didn't search my name. What stopped you from doing that? You did me dirty, my guy. But love to see you're here already, man. Means a lot. Big up Turkish and Kurdish. They did their thing. Big up my guy. That Wolves game was stress. But big up myself. It was good because I found a loyal guy in you, man. Love, my guy. Big up your friend for retweeting. I don't know who your friend is, but big up them for plugging me, man. Spud them for me, my dude. Heard your name being thrown about and came to find walk on. Big light, though. Thank you very much. Hey, thank you very much for the people chatting about, man, and saying that, I'm doing something good and things like that, man. It means a lot, man, really and truly. Arsenal youth players. Man said Sainsbury's. Tesco's, man. I'm a sucker for that, though. Still, Tesco's one. But after the way Tesco's been moving with certain adverts and stuff, Myth, big up Turkish again. They recommended, doing me good there. Thank you very much for your praise. I have to laugh at this again. Man said, are you from Ends? Because you must be watching the guy, man. Sometimes I remember anyone's from North, Craig's Park. I walked through Craig's Park to go to a friend's house. And then I walked past someone. Looking back, I remember them preying me. And I thought something was up. Come home and I see, DJ, we doing walking through Craig's. It was mad, booky and scary, but funny in the same way, man. It's crazy. Love my guy, M, man. Love my guy, man. Big up, Zach. So, yeah, man, it's nice to see how you lot found out about, man. Still, that you lot think it's just you saying one thing. It really gives me a lot because, for instance, I already know the recommended page is doing bits, fan cams and whatnot. And maybe tagging AFTV when I upload vids would help as well because both pair of you have found out through me through such, You've got to work. I know I can work hard. And I've been showing I'm working hard. Like I checked the other day, 5,000 videos in like 4 years. Where's the time gone? It's about working smart now to get where I'm going. Big up the members as well, people. And check out the memberships as well. Check out the memberships. Hit the like button. Please hit the reminder button and the like button for my live stream tomorrow from 4:55 as we obviously watch or you watch with me and whatnot. Arsenal versus Molde. Big up Sky to Rush. He said, you discovered me at AFTV. Now I only... interest Arsenal related topic is here. Thank you very much, my guy, man. Big up yourself for Mario, man. Hopefully I'm doing what I can to give your lunch break some substance, man. Really hope I am. Bro, real guy. I remember when you would sneak off into the conference room at your work and make videos. Also sat in the rain. Bro, trust me, the rain, the nitties, the sneaking off, bro. Man used to do bare just to bring out videos, man. Bare of things for you guys. I remember when I used to make it on a phone, my guy's phone, because my iPhone couldn't even have recording features because it was so banged up, it weren't working. I used to record off my guy's phone. It was crazy, and I don't know what about that is or why my phone is taking pictures unrelated or screenshotting unrelated, but it is what it is. Let me turn that around and put that down. I was beaky, people. I wouldn't sell him yet, but I'd give him a new deal. I'd give him a new deal. To be fair, protect his resale value, man. The icy freeze. If you're icy free and you haven't hit the like button, you're anti-icy freeze. That's simple. If you know, you know. I know a couple of people are going to type that in on Google. It's not hard to find out. But if you know, you know, innit? The first time I watched you, I thought you were deluded. So yeah, you suck. Big up Sumi, but you've basically proved what normally happens. You know, you either go, oh, people ever go, oh, I can see why you're deluded, mate. You're fucking stupid. Or they go, oh, mate, you know, you're not so deluded, are you? What's the name? Oh, if I had £1 for every one of those, boy, rich gang, I would probably have bought our to Arsenal myself and said, you know what, just run me back the bread. We got rants as well for bringing man in, and the fact that you're a Man United fan, but you're still checking to my thing. Banter aside, appreciate that, man. Really appreciate that. Man are talking about the pigeons and that. Why are you not on Rance's channel no more? I'm still on Rance's channel. Hopefully I'll be there on Thursday. I guess I didn't get the memo last week. I was free. I did think we were doing it, but I guess him and Matisse done something else, innit? So yeah, man, we are in a group chat. So yeah, man, it is what it is. But big up Rance, big up Matisse. Hopefully I'm back in there. Love my dude. Love my dude. Broski, use Google. A moderator, long story short, to me, a moderator is just someone that makes sure the dumb comments and the spamming and whatnot is patterned up, and they're always on to people about the likes, like you see with with Marcus and the rest of them. They're always on to people about hitting the like button. They always tell Marcus, always telling people don't spam, pattern up. You know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It's right, you're right, my guy. And speaking of Marcus, there he is, man. Big up yourself, Marcus. Got a lot of time for you, man. What else we got? Love the streams. Subscribe to him. Big up yourself, Grant. And like Grant said, do that. To be fair, he hasn't had much of a look in, but I like him. He's fairly tenacious. He puts his heart on the line. Still think there's a lot more to be seen. He's an okay passer as well. You know, RIP Heavy D. You know, RIP Heavy D, of course, each and every time. Thoughts are with him, his family at this tough time, of course. Bro, the awards will come. The awards are an ego thing. All I want is to build my platform, have a great platform for you, expanding what I need to expand in football and really work in football. And am I wrong for saying I want to be financially free like everybody? Everyone wants financial security for themselves and their family. So am I wrong in that? They're the only things. I would not trade any of them for awards. Awards are just an ego thing. Of course, it'd be lovely for ego and whatnot, but it is what it is. A man said, why don't you get a Flick account? Bro, I'm on Flick. You know, I've only got 30 odd people. I always push it. Do you not read the descriptions? Pre the descriptions, everything is there. You know, hit up the Flick. You know, big up everyone that's in the Flick as well, man. Bro, before you buy Arsenal, sponsor DG. We can talk. You know the ones there. Love my guy. I would love to do more with you, and I don't want to talk too tough, but we're seeing what we can do in it. Seeing what we can do. Green walls. Hey, bro, we've been green walls, blue wall, blue coat, nitties in Central, random Buki estates in Camden, cars, iPhone. We've been through it, man. Big up everyone that's been through the struggle with, man. It means a lot. Come on, hit the like button, man. Big up yourself. I assume you're from, like, what's the region again? Midland side sort of thing. So it means a lot that, you know, your brother played with him and he could obviously resonate, and he got to see this personality that he knows personally shine through. Because that's one thing for me with these interviews and stuff I do with these young players. I feel a lot of them are actually, they're cool, but they actually start off very paranoid with me. Not that because they don't like me or nothing, but it's because you know how they can be hung out to dry. So for me, I always reiterate that, you know, I'm not here to do you dirty. Of course, with some of these things they've told me and things I could, you know, I'll get some fancy views and some mad headlines. But what's that? It's all about trust, you know. I'm hoping they're trusting me, so I'm trusting them to obviously follow through with this. So I hope they trust me. So I like to reiterate that, you know, I'm here for you. I'm here to ask you legit questions. I'm not here to make you look bad or whatever. I'm here to ask, you know, make you sign up. And I would say when you look at me, when you look at, you know, the guys over at the Beautiful Game podcast, when you look at the Stoppage Time podcast, even when Rance does his interviews and many more, you know, Counter Attack podcast, you know, there's a coincidence that we might not be as big as the others, you know, the Sky Sports and stuff, But I guarantee you bring Andre Gray, Troy Deeney, Zaha, Rio, you know, any sort of players, predominantly the them footballers, yeah. There's no coincidence. They are more at home when they're interviewed with these likes than the corporate types and the standard ones. They find the questions boring. They know they're being hung out to dry, and they know the people don't really care, sort of thing, where it's completely different. So I'd say that's the thing I've taken the most as well, man. Man said I'm a comedian. Hey, some people say I'm boring and I just sit here in a monotone voice and talk about football. You can't win. You can't win, you know. Big up yourself. It's a shame you support Spurs, but we can't all be perfect in life. Banter aside, rivalries aside, done know, my guy. Appreciate that. And don't want to talk too tough, but I'm trying to get one thing I've promised you. Lot, I don't hold me to it, but when we play teams like Arsenal play teams, I'm trying to get the collaborative content going with fans of other clubs and stuff. I'm again, I don't want to talk too tough and over promise stuff, but I've got something coming for you. I've got a couple bits of pieces for you if you're a Spurs fan with some Spurs people and stuff like that. And I've actually got some Spurs supporting friends that you'll have seen before that I'll get them back on if need be. Big up yourself, Dean Joseph. And I see a lot of accounts that were here from when I had 200 subs and that, man. Love my guy. Means a lot. You know, big up yourself, man. He's there for the live. Please make sure you're hitting the like button of this live. Apologies. Please make sure you've hit the like and reminder buttons of my one to come tomorrow. Arsenal versus Molde live from 4:55. Apologies. You know, all you have to do is hit the reminder button and you're all there, people. That's what you need to do. Is pinned in this. Don't be lazy. It doesn't cost a thing. Go and do that. Open up a second tab, and it's as simple as that. You are one of the hardest working YouTubers I've known. Thank you, man. If we don't work hard, we don't get anything, man. See, real guys remember. Real guys remember the benches and the pigeons. And bro, man used to do the most, man. Bro, very underrated. I really like to do do the Spotify podcast. I love to talk about Arsenal, don't get it twisted, but I love to talk about football in general. And I think with that, you know, it gives me something to do. So if you're on Spotify, if you're on Apple, if you're on, you know, you can even watch it listen to it for free on Anchor. Check it out on a Monday. Typically on a Monday, I will bring out a podcast. It will be a Tuesday if there's Monday Premier League football, but it's typically Monday and a Friday. So, you know, go on it now. It won't be outdated. There's some interesting talking points. Spoke about Alan Pardew and that as well. You know, brought out an episode on Tuesday. There'll be a next one this coming Friday as well. So 9 o'clock, 10 a.m. English time, whatever that will be to you lot. Pay attention to similar stuff, people, such stuff. Big up the Beautiful Game podcast, like you said. Some, you know, them and they are pioneers in this thing, man. All those on Twitter, DM these. Bro, it's that simple, bro. You DM them, you harass them, it gets done. Simple things. Simple things. Well, my guy, you're actually a member, so you can actually see the latest one. I haven't released it to the public yet, but I thought, let me give the members something so you can do that. I actually need some talking points in relation to Deluded Thoughts, because it's all fun and games when I have my own thoughts, but I'd love to, you know, you lot give me stuff, I'll try apply what I believe and them things there. I did rate him, cheeky plug, content to come out today. We've got the Loan Watch to come out today, and I think I've got we've got Loan Watch, and I did a next vid. I think a general football video. I think about strikers or players in the championship. Can't remember, but definitely did the loan report, and I spoke about Guendouzi's performance. I think people are overblowing it, but he did a madness. Bro, FM content soon come. I've actually signed up to Twitch. I should have really plugged it now. Soon come. I'm waiting. In the process of ordering the laptop, actually. You know, I'm consulting with people who know what they're talking about. They're getting back to me the minute that lands, the minute we have that content. But it's going to be on Twitch. A lot of you have told me, you know, allow the YouTube streaming stuff on the FM stuff on YouTube. Put it on Twitch. It will make more sense. So I'm gonna do that, man. I could do it in 2 right now, but I'm not going to. I love my club, but they stress me, man. Come on, hit the like button, man. You lot are doing me dirty, man. Bro, they were on to me. There was thousands of them. Would I take Jack Wilshere back? With my heart and with sentiment, yes. And based on the fact that we're not seeing any creativity, of course, but logically speaking, there's probably not a legitimate reason to bring back Jack Wilshere right now, really. Oh, man. Bro, fantastic future in the game, and he's going to continue to get better and better and better. Bro, trust me, if you're in the gym, get that Spotify. If you're on your daily commute, get that Spotify. I say Spotify, any streaming outlet. I'll pull it. I'm not gonna lie, I'll put my YouTube things from time to time, the content from time to time on YouTube, but I'd like to keep it on Spotify and whatnot, people. Somebody said there's no flick in your description. There should be. You know, the person who done my link or does it should be there. For those of you who don't know, there's two people that help me with this stuff. Someone who's actually always messing up the spelling, and people think it's me, but it is what it is. I'm going to get the link for you guys, people. Don't worry. How do you take a link? Oh, here's the invite button. Share a link. 1 second, people. I'm going to go into my own live stream now, just for you guys. Deluded Gooner. Go on, fella. We're live right now. Let me turn that down. It's there for you guys right now, people. You should see that right now. You should see that. I've just hit it. I've just put it in there. Moderators, I beg you, keep sharing up this link and stuff. You know, it's right here. You know, hit it. That's the Flick group. That's it there. So if you want to be part of it, you know where to join, people. Pigeon days were mad. Bro, it's down to him. It's down to him. It's down to him as far as he wants to go. But I do think he could be a solid member of the Arsenal team and continue to solidify himself in the England squad. Past that is down to him. Big up yourself, Jamster, man. Thank you very much. You know, it's very, you know, it's almost a short straw being an Arsenal fan, where it's like it's a sea of content, and we all know the content that gets somewhere is shouting, but it's a lack of integrity, them things there, man. We had 100 mil free signings, who and why. Off the top, I can't lie, it's a bit late in the stream for all of that, man. I'm quite tired. Try to get Hour done for about 50. Try bringing Shabozlai. I'd say Shabozlai Hour, you know, quickly. See how much Yari Vestashin can be done with the money left over. Would be it. See what could be done with the money left over for Lamperty if they feel like selling him for 20 mil, them Brighton lads. It must have been for you. Like, I remember them days there used to be tough, my guy Terry, man. I used to be talking about Arsenal like, yeah, bag of pigeons, or some random nitty would come in the vid. It was a madness, man. It was a madness. Like he said, leave a like before you leave. Leave a like when you enter. Do that, man. It don't cost a thing, man. Make sure you've hit the reminder and the like buttons of the videos to come tomorrow as well. Turn on your notifications, people. You know, like I love that. You know what? You're becoming a moderator. You know, you're leaving the academy, my guy. You're leaving it. You're getting. You see, Europa League games. You're on the bench now. You're Ben Cottrell for me right now. You're on the bench. It's gonna happen. I would like to see him start. I probably am inclined to believe, my dude, he will be on the bench and get some minutes from there. Beyond that, it is what it is. RIP Heavy D, man. Like you said. Big up yourselves. Big up everybody locked in. Big up everyone. Big up yourself, Nippon. Forgive me for mispronunciations, man. I really appreciate the fact of you being a gold member, and there'll be specific content coming out for you guys very shortly, my guy, man. Bear with me, man. I don't know. It must be the injuries. It must be the injuries. Hey man, big up big up AFTV, or the people that I rock with connected with it, man. I think that's harsh, man. From what really rubs me up the wrong way, but I guess he must be a very talented businessman to do the things he's done. Bro, way more. Bro, I got faith in you lot, man. I got faith in you lot, man. I think we'll leave that. I wouldn't take Ericsson permanently based on the form he's at now. He might go somewhere else and make that comment look stupid, but unless it's a loan, I'm not trying to hear about that. Bro, we've come a long way from 300 subs, you know. I remember being happy over 50, and you should always be happy of every milestone and things like that, but it's crazy, man. I think we're coming out on the 2nd of December, man, so we'll have to see. Where are you from? You know my thing. Where are you from? This guy talking about deleting his comments. Delete what comment? Or is a moderator deleting yours? I thought I just showed yours on the screen. Love my guy. Love my guy. I'm just trying to be better than I was yesterday, man. Hey, everyone asks about Arsenal and who we should sign and never how you doing. So I really appreciate this, my guy. I'm cool, man. Is what it is. Ask me 24 hours from now what happens in relation to playing the Europa League, and things might change, man. You think you'll ever start a second channel? For what though? Like, wouldn't mind it, but for what? Form can change everything, but right now, I'm inclined to believe, Lacazette should be moved on. If he accepts a contract on minimal terms and things like that, I don't mind him staying as a sub, but it is what it is, people. I think the form he's at, I think we still need a number 2 striker and a recognized striker within the squad, but yeah, man. Big up John Wayne, locked in. Come on. Big up you, East London. You're not too far. Northeast coast of England. But you can take the man out of Arsenal. You can't take the Arsenal out of the man. Big up yourself. You're gonna get that PS5. Even if I wanted it, where the hell am I gonna buy it from? Why are you asking? You gonna buy it for me? Big up yourself, Damon, man. I'll give you my postal address. Now I'm gassing, man. Even if I wanted it, where could I get it, man? Nah, I think if you're at that point where you're letting Arsenal affect your mood, well, and more so than they can already, like if you're allowing it to affect you like that, is what it is, man. Ha, big up the wire, man. Hey, I hope not. I hope not. And on the topic of Szoboszlai, that's a good point because I meant to speak about him. Let me scroll down to see what the transfer news is. Apparently, Arsenal have been linked with Yunus Musa of Valencia, who was a former Arsenal player. Apparently, Arsenal, Liverpool, Dortmund, and a couple other clubs are monitoring him. For obvious reasons, you would. He's 17, 18 years of age, playing week in, week out for Valencia, doing quite well, and been called up to America. For that reason, you're going to track his progress to see if he becomes levels. So obviously bring him back, or if it's Arsenal, to see how he fits in at Liverpool, or if you're Dortmund, to obviously bring him in for a couple of years and make profit with him being English as well. And he's had a unique one because he might be English, but he's born in America. He's lived in Italy. He's now lived in Spain. Who knows where his career is going to take him. I'd imagine he wants to play in the Premier League one day, so we'll have to see what happens in that regards. We've also been linked with Demiral, the Turkish centre-half of Juventus, who probably won't let him go. We're always linked with him. Apparently, Arteta has made signing a centre-half his top priority, which, if David Luiz goes, I can understand. I think we need a bridge centre-half. We've got Saliba and Gabriel. You need someone that can hold their hands. On the topic of Saliba, if you don't think he's ready yet, that's fair play. But, you've signed a centre-half. You've got Saliba, you've got Marie, you've got Gabriel, you've got 3 centre-halves, and we're still screaming a centre-half is our priority for us. There's an issue. I'm not going to say it's not a priority, but, midfield, and I'd say creatively in midfield is a more pressing hand. I'd rather get a cut price centre half that can bridge the gap and shell out a bit more on another box to box midfielder. Because like you saw, if when Torreira's probably gone, Partey, if he's injured or suspended, we're back to square one sort of thing, And then they obviously had the corona, and to a degree could do that, but it's not levels. Do you get it? So that ain't gonna happen. Apparently the Red Bull Salzburg sporting director Christian Freud said on Szoboszlai, of course you'd like to have the player in the club as long as possible. Let's see what happens in winter, but there's a high probability that he will move to a big club. Now, when you read some other reports, you see that he's told them he wants to leave and he wants to go and things like that in January, which could be of importance. Maybe he's been given an offer he couldn't refuse. Maybe he wanted to leave in the summer and it didn't happen. He said, cool, I'll sit on my hands, get on with my football, but I want to leave. And to which I hope it's Arsenal. You're hearing it's Leipzig, and that would probably be the natural step in his development. You've been at Salzburg, you go and set down your roots in Germany. You could either move to a Bayern Munich, who have been linked with him, or maybe even a Dortmund, or get the moves to the Madrids, to the Barças, and the rest of these clubs, people. And whatnot. I would love Szoboszlai for the price tag and what he would give us. Do have to wonder if it's the wisest move in mid-season. Not because anything happens, but you're playing well for club and country. You've got the Euros. Surely you just continue it and you deal with speculation at the end of the season. But if he wants to leave now and he wants to have that luxury of, okay, cool, I've moved in January, so You know, there's no more speculation over my future. It is what it is. And I think there is going to be a tussle. We've previously heard his agent say, yo, he hasn't agreed anything with Salzburg, so there might be hope. But that could be a white lie. That could be, yeah, we haven't agreed anything with Salzburg, but we're talking to them, you know? So we'll have to see. You've seen reports come out how, you know, we want him and, you know, we're prepared to go and get him and our. We'll have to see. My thing is this. I know my club is not Real Madrid or Barcelona. So with that, missing out on players is a thing. But for me, you've got to have contingency plans. You can't get Aura. Cool. Can you get another one? You've got to sell players. Cool. You know, we might have to sell Martinelli and Saliba and, you know, Saka and all of these, Gabriel, all of these players that I feel are going to be top players. So the top clubs are going to look at them. You know, I don't care who stays or goes out of that name apart. Apparently, probably other than Saka, because, you know, I've seen that guy grow from a young player now into the first team. But what concerns me is not the players going, it's replacing them, you know. If Kroenke cared about this club, the minute you bought your first share in Arsenal, you could see Arsenal needed to replace the physical and technical presence that Patrick Vieira had. You brought it now finally with Partey. And I'm not saying Partey is Vieira, but you know, if you get what I'm going and highlighting the issues in this team. So hopefully this Szoboszlai one, there's some truth to it. But it is what it is. Our midfield is thin, but what scares me is one, I don't really see good enough midfield pivots, and I don't think we've got enough specialists. Like some players can do a bit of all. You know, you look at Ceballos. What is he specifically in midfield? You can say creative, you can say deep line, say box to box. What is he? Xhaka is probably a 6, but we've seen him use it in a number of roles. So what is he specifically? Do you get it? What are these players? Not too many players complement each other. And I think Guendouzi, not that he would have been amazing, I think he would have done well with some. You know, the pivot at the moment that complements each other the best is obviously El Nene and Partey. And like you've seen against Aston Villa, games like that, with all due respect to El Nene, you should be looking to remove him and playing a bit more expansive, man. Really, do you get where I'm going? So we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. Hopefully we do something in January. We're told we're well ahead of planning for 2021. So we might just say, you know what, we're going to go through pain this season and not bring anybody in. So who knows? Like Mo has said, everybody like and subscribe. It's free, man. Make sure you've hit the subscribe button. Make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you've signed up to Flick. Make sure you've checked out the YouTube memberships. Make sure you've done it all, man. There's better things you could be doing. Hit the reminder and the like button for the live stream tomorrow. Molde versus Arsenal live from 4:55 UK time. I know a lot of you are going to be watching from work, so let me provide some entertainment. That's it. That's it, man. That's it, Marcus. And this Marcus is one of the 6. You know, if he was part of the Arsenal squad, he's one of the 6 players I can rely on. You know, he never misses a trick, man. Never misses a trick. We need creativity and abundance, my guy, man. We need creativity and abundance. Big up yourself, Terry, man. Thank you very much for the praise, man. Oh, man, progress. Big up all the likers. Big up all the likers. Let's keep it going, man. One like does your bit. Like you all said, how you found out about me through the recommended and stuff. Every one of your likes helps the next one. Like I said, the next Terry that's coming across Deluded for the first time, just to be put in his face. You get it? Not a funny thing, but come up on the recommended. It relies on you lot's likes. So every like you do literally helps me get closer to getting one more subscriber. So help the thing. It's free, man. Come on, my guys, man. Mad thing, innit? That mad thing. I don't mind defensive signings. I don't think top teams focus on their attack. You look at Liverpool. They didn't focus on their attack. You know, at some point they were gun home, but first and foremost, they stopped being all that heavy metal and got better game management, which ties into defending. Then they've brought in Alisson and obviously Van Dijk. So I wouldn't go with that. You know, I would not go with that. No matter how good your attack is, your defense will let you down if it's not levels. So I'm not too sure, man. Couple more questions, man. I've had questions about Arteta since the moment he took the job. That doesn't mean I don't back him. It just don't mean I'm just not blindlessly gonna defend anything. You've got a proper fan base, bro. Love, bro. I hope I do. I've been a bit humbled with the lack of interaction that you lot give me on the community tab and the level of members. You know, you lot have given me. You lot made me feel a bit half-hearted in relation to releasing the merchandise you lot wanted to come out, the t-shirts and hoodies and the rest of it, really. So you'll have to see. But you're right, man. What I do like is that I've got a genuine, honest fan base or people that rock with me. You might be Spurs, Arsenal, United, whatever fans, and we all have a laugh and a joke and banter. But fundamentally we're approaching this thing with balance. We're just not here on a slagging match thing. Big up my guy Chico, another one that's always locked in and ready. Would I take him would I take Belotti? He's a bit hot and cold. I think he's a good player, but I'll pass, man. I'm tired of the hot and cold players. I want some players that are a bit more certified, if that makes sense, my guy. Bro, I wouldn't even say that, man. They've clocked us. We go down the left-hand side. You lock that off. We're poor. Simple as. Come on, man. Let's get that to 250. We get that to 250. That's a mission, man. If everybody hits the like button on their arrival or their exit, you know, we're laughing, people. We need more intensity. We need more willpower. We need more self-belief and consistency for me, man. We'd probably be saying the same things about Jose Mourinho, and he'd probably have not had the patience. He probably would have left, especially if we did not get to what we needed to get. That's one thing I'd give Jose over Arteta, in that I could actually see him, you know, being very critical of the lack of money. He would play in a pivot and he'd play as a number 8. Arrow would, a creative number 8, and 8.5 as I like to refer to them as. I would love to get him, but I don't think that could be done in January. I think that's a difficult operation with our squad. Do you know what? It's a difficult one, you know. I'd say I think whatever the formation, it's less a case of the formation, and the system to a degree is a question, but it's less than that. And it's all about our ethos. What are we trying to do? What is our blueprint? The minute we step onto that football field, what are we trying to do? I hear talk of 90 plus goals. I see, you know, 30. We've seen the 19 pass moves leading to goals in isolation, but that should become the minimum. We shouldn't be praising that. We should be trying that 10 times a game, and that one highlight looks good. So I don't really think it's that. I think it's a case of changing the mindset and Arteta bending his tactical look at things and being a bit more flexible and giving a bit more freedom. But if it was for me, you know, 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, variations of such are the ones for me that are going to free up the attackers personally, really and truly. Hopefully, my guy. Hopefully, man. Hopefully. What you lot said? Please make sure you're hitting the like button. I'm not too sure who they are. I can do my research based on the way you put their names, or if that's their full names. Don't have a clue who they are, my guy. So I apologize for not being able to give you any talk, really and truly. Bro, Mazza in it. Mazza in it. We do some wild stuff at this club, man. Very wild stuff. Decent player, and I'd entertain him on loan. Would not be open to taking him permanently, people, really and truly. As said earlier. Big up Carlos Bolt as well, man. I recognize that name from Instagram. Big up yourself. I'm there, my guy Jay, man. I hope you're doing well, man. I've kind of answered this question at the start, my guy. Please scroll back. I'm really big fan of Odegaard and what he's been doing, you know, and in the last season or two, he's really done a lot to kind of justify the hype again. I would like him to come, but could we afford him, or would it have to be a loan operation similar to Ceballos? And in relation to January, that probably couldn't be done. Favorite team in Germany, don't have one per se, but I do look out for Dortmund. I like to watch Dortmund. I like to watch Bayern Munich. I like to watch Schalke. I like to watch Leipzig. I've been, since Mislintat's gone to Stuttgart, I've made more of an effort of watching that, or anything that comes on BT Sport. I'll watch them. I do watch a lot of German football. You know, I like to watch Gladbach as well. You know, I look at it like a neutral. I want to say, I'm not saying one over the other, but yeah, man, I like the German league still. I'd more so go for a Kone, you know, big up to him for making his debut, but I still think there's that level of consistency needed in terms of in front of goal. You saw when he made his France debut, he could have had a hat-trick. It's that sort of thing there. It's like, sorry, not him. It was Marcus Thuram, I think. Yeah, it was Marcus Thuram. You know, when I see Ikone and Thuram and all of these players, we need to be the team that takes a look at them before anything else happens. But yeah, man, I don't think I'll go for him yet. Okay, yeah, Leo of AC Milan's a decent forward, man, and he's doing all right over there. Like, one of my good friends that I see on a day-to-day basis is Italian and watches the Italian league more so than me. And he's always waxing lyrical about Donny, you know, and that's probably what most people are saying and why we're steering clear of such, if you get it. Way too defensive, man. So we're not looking at how we can threaten the other team. We're just thinking of the threats. And to a degree, the best form of attack is defense. Think about it, yeah. If someone's punching you in your face, you can dodge blocks and it's effective, but it's not going to stop. Eventually, if you bang a man back, you've been on the offensive and you've also defended yourself. Now you've knocked him out, Sparkle, or you've bust his nose, and he's thinking twice now. That stopped. Where you're just accepting it and bobbing and weaving, he thinks you're a victim, so he comes onto you more and more. Like in the Premier League, they can see Arsenal there for the taking, so they're not going to sit back. They're going to come for the taking more and more. Like against Villa, like against Leicester, like against Leeds. But if you try and hit back, there's something to think of. It's all about balance. I want us to respect the opposition, be wary of the threats that they obviously pose, but put our own mark on the team. And I think initially Arteta's done that. This year it's vanished a bit, man. You're right. Use him, bro. Use him. Paper talk, man. We aren't bringing no Coutinho here. Bro, I hope we have to try and put in a strong fight for the Europa League, because I don't think we're getting top 4. Even the most positive of Arsenal fans can't look at Arsenal seriously and say, yo, we're looking like we're going to get top 4. I hope to, if we can put consistency together, we can have more of a meal of things, especially with the way the season's going. But, if is that word. Facts is we're very inconsistent. There's no style of play, and we are going to drop more points this season. So have we already lost a lot of ground already? I don't know, man, but that's what I believe. I like him a lot, man. I like him a lot, but I'd stay clear of him now. That injury has put me off, man. I just don't want to move for him, but he's a decent player. He's been doing his thing at Napoli for a number of years. Very good technically. So we have to see, man. Kills me to have to put this on the screen. It's looking like a top 10 thing, really. We got to try and can we even finish 8th again this year? Psst. Bro, we get linked to every player who's past 30, every player with a certain agent, every player who wants away. They are linked with Arsenal. People just throw Arsenal's name into it, bro. Like, I saw Arsenal Jadon Sancho last summer. Like, come on, where's that bans for that coming from? 100 million on him before you even signed 2 midfielders. And it's down to fans for us to stop feeding into the paper talk and even the YouTube clickbait. Or if it wasn't there, we wouldn't do it. So it'd be a myth, man. People, I can't lie, I'm going to keep it moving. I've been here just under an extra hour, and I hope you really appreciate that. I've really appreciated being with you guys and speaking about stuff with you guys. I really want you to hit the like button. Please make sure you've hit the like button. I want to see you all there tomorrow, so please make sure you're aware of my live stream. Molde versus Arsenal, 4:55. We'll start from there. Kickoff is at 5:55, so get in early. Please hit your reminders. If you're not going to be there, hit a like button. It doesn't mean anything. Just because you're not going to watch it doesn't mean someone else can. It helps it. It helps the YouTube algorithm be more favorable to DG. Hit the like button if you haven't on your way out. Yeah, man, that's all I want from you guys. Please check out obviously the YouTube memberships and whatnot, people, and I'll be back again. Like you said, ads, get some rest and I'll be back again. Come on, man. Big up Gavin. Big up. We finally got 250. Almost. Come on, man. Let's get 250, man. Let's get 250. Come on, man. I'll be back again. Hamid, I've done you dirty because you're here at the end, but scroll to the start and we'll be back again from 4:55. Hit your reminders for the one next week. Information is in the pinned tweet, people. How many times? I know you lot are lazy, but come on, people. In fact, you know what? Because I like you lot, I'm going to stay for an extra couple of seconds just to give you lot the link, people. Just to provide you guys with the link. Because I understand I'm a bit like that as well. I get a bit lazy. You want things that are put in front of you. And I'm going to do that for you guys, people. All I want to do is see that you hit the like button, people. Hit the like button, hit the reminders, and do what you can. There it is. Albert, that's a very ignorant comment, Gonna have to block you for that one there. You can't be saying other people are the reasons for someone dying. It's very idiotic, man. Doesn't make much sense. Hit the like button, people, and also check. Look, it's there, people. It's there. Hit it up. Hit the reminders, hit the like button, drop a like. It's out of there, man. Daily mission complete. Big up the moderators. Also, big up the members. Big up your 2 selves for being members. Like Nippon said, hit them likes. Come on, Dean. One love, my guy. One love, man. Daily, it's completed, man. What's that? Is that before I go, is that the Reddit thing? Is that the Reddit? Because if that's the Reddit, I remember my early days, that's where I used to post my stuff. Them guys were the real, that's when I saw they were the real internet gangsters. They used to get onto me to the point where certain people used to defend me, used to say, leave DG alone, at least he's just doing his little vids. Why they used to slaughter me. That's where I learned to be thick skinned. Because before I used to be on the eye, you know what? Let's link up, man. What you telling me? Suck yourself. Boom, boom, boom. Let's link up. I don't care where you are. Let's link up. All right, man, them. I beg one of you come with me just in case it gets sticky. Let's go do this. But you can't roll around like that. It don't get you nowhere. Like, and you can't react to it. You need thick skin. You need thick skin. Please stop spamming. If you keep spamming, you will be blocked as well, people. Like M said, you know, hit them like buttons, get your reminders and subscribe. It's not hard. It's not hard. None of this costs a thing, man. Oh, you're going to get moderators. When I'm done, everyone will get patterned up with the moderator stuff, man. Carlos, he's a yard man. So I'd love Leon Bailey, but he has really stagnated the last couple of years, really and truly. He ain't really joined the Brandts and the Havertz and these sort of man. You know, him and Jonathan Tah have kind of stagnated and they ain't gone off to either Bayern Munich in Germany or where the other clubs. Remember when you heard England were trying to get Bailey and stuff? Can't really see any of that, people. Do you get it? Of course, I live in London. Well, he did change it on Sunday and it didn't work. So, yeah, man. Yeah, I think I'll go back to posting my content there, man. Like you said, bro, it gets tough. Them man there, the real gangsters, dilly, the real gangsters. I thought YouTube was tough. I could take the YouTube comments. He talks bare. He doesn't take a breath. What else? I can see why he's deluded and all of these. I can take all of that, people. Them Reddit ones can take them as well, but them Reddit comments are serious, very serious. So you've got to be very careful. Moved away from them, people. It is what it is. From that. You know, big up John Wayne. I like late and long streams. Well, you're in for a treat tomorrow, you know, 4:55. We're gonna be there past Arsenal's kickoff time. So we're gonna be there, man. So please hit your reminders, hit the like buttons. It's not hard, it doesn't cost anything. Come on, Chico, man. I'm always here, man. Come on, my guy, and let's, you know, it's a fact, Terry, you know, big up yourself, Terry. Big up yourself, Terry, you know, big up yourself. There's no coincidence. Real recognize real. You must say a lot of intelligent things then, you know. I hate Reddit as well, man. I hate Reddit as well. My neighbors are extremely mad as well. But yeah, people, like I said, please make sure you're hitting the like button. Please make sure you're commenting. Please make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already. Also, make sure you're hitting the reminder button for the live stream tomorrow. Hit the like button from now for there. You know, the link is in the chat somewhere. The link is also in the pinned message in this live chat. The link is also in the description. So when the live chat vanishes, you will see it. But it's been lovely. And before I go, my neighbors, bro, for those who don't know, I'm surprised you haven't heard it now. My neighbors are always, and it's sounding like some mad thing, like the man there, I don't know what sort of mad thing he's laying down, but she's making mad noises. It's got to the point where I even put a letter there and said, stop making all them noises when I'm trying to do a live stream. It's got to the point now, I bang on my wall because they're quite shallow and I know they can hear me. Oh wait, whatever noise they make, I'll make it back. Or I go, oh, get in there, and it suddenly stops. You know, she makes some bad days. And then make sure you're following me on Instagram, people. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. You'll see that stuff. I'm trying to get to 10K on Insta. All the links are in the description, so please make sure you hit that up, people. It's not hard. Please make sure you get at that. What time's kick off tomorrow? 5:55. Let's let DG cut, man. See you on it. I love my guy, man. Bro, trust me, man. Check that one out there. Check out Who Is This Thing and drop a like and some DG praise on that. You know, save for the stream. It don't mean nothing. You know, them man, they are moving mad. They're moving mad, my guy. He's laying a mad thing down. He's laying a mad thing down. But seriously, hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to everything. Make sure you've hit the reminder for the next live stream, which is tomorrow. I'm out, man. I hope I've given you 2 hours of something to take home from this. DG, I'm out.